by the way, I don't know if you guys can see us if you guys want to watch us.
Yeah, are you gonna just lay our audio over your visuals?
No, you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, I won't
We're
worry
live.
about that.
You guys are here. We can all hear each other.
Let's see.
Okay, so
I'm curious.
sorry. So I just had to
There
move
they
rooms. That's
are.
why I had to leave. Anyways, what
That's
were you?
Austin and Jalen.
So
Well, you put it up on stream.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's in
they're on stream.
it's in the Discord. So
Two
it'll,
fucking dudes.
if you go to the general section on the Discord, it's in general.
It's also in the announcements.
Yeah. It should have just popped up. Do you like us? You could see the picture of us. Which one do you think is which? Which cat?
Oh, fuck. Hold on. I'll read a match right now. Can't even look away.
What are you playing,
Anyways,
Omar?
hello everyone.
Much under rise.
Special
yeah.
edition of Two Dudes. We're joined by
Any
a couple of
multiplayer
guests.
or other multiplayer games you're playing?
I have Smash Bros. I only brought my Switch, so I'm limited a little bit.
Yeah, I get it.
So
let me see.
so earlier we were talking about, and I like to get Jalen's opinion on this because Jalen's actually kind of opinionated on this. So it'll be interesting to hear Jalen's opinion on it, compared to everybody else's. But like, so we were talking about like open relationships, and so specifically, we were talking about whether or not open relationships, like, why aren't more people doing open relationships? Why are more people monogamous? And then I think a better question is like, if everyone's cool with open relationships, I mean, are we all cool with open relationships?
I personally
I guess so.
more
Yeah,
inclined to it.
cool in what sense? Like,
So Jalen seems to be like,
like, do I think that people should be able to have them?
yeah,
Sure.
like,
yeah.
okay,
why not?
okay. And then do you think that one-way relationships where like one partner gets to be one way and the other one, do you think that's okay? Like where one partner gets to be open and the other one doesn't.
If they're
I want to get I want to get everyone's opinion.
if they're both if that's an agreement, then sure. Like if they both sat down and like the dude was like, oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that, then like,
and the girl was okay with it too.
yeah, why not?
And
I don't think it's gonna work by any means. I think it's gonna crash and burn horribly. I think it's gonna be a terrible decision. It's gonna be the worst life choice they've ever made. But I mean, sure, if you want to do it, you should be able to do it.
Boy.
I guess, you know.
Great
I know.
opinion.
I don't know.
What are your thoughts on it?
You don't think that that's like, because generally speaking, when this actually happens, generally speaking, it's a guy who gets to have multiple girlfriends and then one girlfriend, right? I think it's a little bit like using kind of. I think I think an open relationship needs to be, like, if one side's going to be open, the other side needs to be open. And that is my main critique with open relationships. And maybe you guys like disagree with me, but I tend to think that when someone says let's do an open relationship, I tend to think that it's like one person has a much more dominant behavior and communication style than the other person, and so then that person might bring up like, hey, we should do an open relationship, and the other person just sort of agrees with it.
Yeah.
But then one person is really doing all the moving around, and then the other person like maybe has like one thing that happened one time, but other than that, they're pretty much monogamous. You know what I mean? So I think generally, I think that may be the truth to a lot of open relationships. Now, not all. If there are open relationships where both sides are really open, I think that's like pretty cool.
So what about the because you said normally you think that when it's a one-sided deal that it's normally, excuse me, sorry, I'm like eating dinner. You said you think that normally it's the guy having multiple girlfriends and the girl not getting to floozy around, right? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make it about one gender, although I think that's usually that case. But yeah, I think like, so I want to say it's either, let's
Do you
make
think
it genderless,
that's
right?
normally
With one partner.
agreed to though? Like, oh, so I was gonna say
That's
like,
what I was saying. Is it's sort of agreed to? Like they agreed to it in word, but like I don't know if they really mean
I
it.
feel like most of the time when a guy has like multiple girlfriends like that, it's not normally agreed to. He's just doing it and says if you don't like it, then leave, and she just goes, oh, okay,
No, that's true. Yeah.
and then stays. I think the inverse happens a lot too, though. Like, what about guys who like? I don't know if I can say the word on Twitch or not. I haven't checked the TOS in a while. What about guys who are into getting like? So their thing is that
I think you could say that word. No.
Oh, we did this already.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
we do. I think
We
I think
we
can
literally
say
already
that
did
word.
that.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
we didn't,
So
not specifically pegging, but maybe a base
Not what
above
he
or
said.
below.
that's not what I said. No, that's I was going a different route. I was gonna say. So what about guys
You could
that
say,
are
I think you
into
could
getting?
definitely say cuckolding.
Okay, so what about guys, men who are into cuckolding?
We were talking, yeah. that's
Yeah,
what I said.
so that girl has multiple partners, and he normally would just have the one. It's not like he's out smashing around town. He's probably just got his girlfriend, and then she's just getting done by the whole city, you know? But I mean, the guys that are into that seem to be
By
into
the
it.
whole city.
Right.
Like
wow.
they seem to be happy in their situation. No?
I think the weird thing about cuckolding is actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think actually, like generally speaking, it's to get the guy off, not the girl.
Yeah.
That's
It is,
That's
yeah.
a weird thinking
The
about.
whole point is that it's for the guy. Like the chick's not getting anything extra out of it. It's like she's doing her
Well,
same
except for
deal.
The other thing. But
Well, yeah, but like it's the same. Like she's still doing the deal, whether it was with her husband or somebody else. Like she's still
Oh,
getting her part of it. You know, it's normally the guy that's getting the extra bit.
Have we introduced Jalen? He's in the Air Force. He literally is packing those AC-130 above. You know that from Modern Warfare.
oh,
2.
munitions man.
Yeah, he's packing all the cargo in those planes and
Yeah.
flying them above.
C-130s,
Reno.
not AC-130s. I'm not that cool.
Yeah, he always corrects me on that, but it's pretty fucking
Close enough.
sick.
TMS said, "What food is that? It looks good." Chilaquiles. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce it with the correct, accent or pronunciation.
Yeah, and so do you guys, and introducing other people, do you guys just want to go by like first names or something?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Our new people that we have here in Discord. Do you guys just want to go by first names? Because honestly, I don't even know.
Do B and
Is it Omari? How do you say your first name?
Yeah.
It's Omari. Yeah.
Okay, Omari and B.
Yeah, sure. If they're okay.
Am I
Jalen?
Discord?
So which
Ja-
one is B? I feel like I've
Jalen?
only heard
Jalen?
Omari talking.
That's
Are you
Lil
still
B.
here?
I'm B.
Oh, hello,
B.
hello.
Yeah.
welcome.
We got
welcome
a girl
to the
A
show.
lady.
on stream.
Yes, so be
lady, if
be
you will.
polite.
Yeah.
Be polite, of course.
I will. I'm always polite.
Yeah, Jalen is pretty
I'm
polite.
not to be.
Fingers touching while he says that.
No, I'm the well-mannered one.
Ah. Oh wait, no, that makes sense actually, based
Yeah.
on what was said already.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And I'll get
I'm over here.
even more well-mannered and deep into this conversation, like literally as soon as I finish this last bite of my dinner.
What about and in terms of like so in terms okay, so here's the other thing. Here's another thing I don't really know how I feel about. Okay?
Yep.
So
Okay.
if you're a guy and you have a girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
what is the situation on when you're trying to do three-way?
Okay.
What's
Is
good?
it okay to bring in a guy if you're a guy?
Damn, Austin's taking some notes right now.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a
I mean-
minute.
Does-
Whoa.
Does Austin have his pen
Or
and
should it
paper
only
ready?
That's-
ever just be like
that's
you
like
should
three
only,
different
or should
conversations.
it only just be female, male?
You know,
Grizz said about to hit some karaoke, boys. What should I sing? Ooh,
Oh, dude, I have a couple different recommendations.
Yeah.
but that's really up to what you feel most confident.
Big Iron
in.
by Marty Robbins.
Do what you feel most confident in.
Who the
Yeah.
hell is doing karaoke? Hey, can you plug my my stream in your chat or something?
What?
We can plug maybe like your camera somehow or something. I
What
don't
you
know.
guys running?
But anyways, hold on, answer my question.
Sorry. Yeah. What? Repeat the question, I guess.
Okay.
I didn't hear the full thing other than like,
Okay.
is it okay for a guy to invite a guy
So,
to a threesome?
so
Oh, yeah.
if you're a guy and
Yeah.
you have a girlfriend, you know, are you allowed like? Are you allowed?
Who's
to-
allowing?
Well, you
Wait,
know,
sorry,
just
go
like
ahead.
the general culture, you know? Like, do you think
This
it's
is
okay to
such
invite another guy, like, or should it only ever be you?
this is such personal preference.
I was gonna say like it.
No, I
So
think it's a
what are-
cultural thing.
I don't think so because
No,
if
but,
Okay,
like-
well, I'm not gonna argue
As a
for
straight
any of those
male.
cultures.
if you invite another guy,
As a straight,
Wait, oh, so you're saying as a straight guy? So now I'm
Yeah.
wondering why you invite another guy.
yeah, just say it's
Straight.
straight, bro. Is
I
it okay
guess
to? Are
the
you
th-
are you saying is it okay to be with another man? And is it gay? Is it not gay? What are
I
you?
agree. I would say it's to be in the room with another man. Yeah, perfectly fine. Why not?
No,
As
to
long as,
invite
like-
him. Hold on.
So the thing is though, if you invite him,
Yeah.
hey Grizz, thank you for the cheer. I'm heading out, boys. Sorry I can't stay longer. I'm hitting the bars tonight. Best of luck, my man. Kill it on the karaoke. Thank you for the bits. We appreciate it, man.
Look,
Thanks
dude.
for stopping in.
Sing whatever you feel most confident in. Okay.
Yeah.
Like whatever you feel most comfortable. Go to comfort. Seriously, go to comfort.
So
King Queen.
Good luck, man. Good luck, and drink a little bit extra.
my thing is, I don't see anything wrong with inviting the guy. The where it gets weird, I agree with Otis. It's personal preference because if you invite another guy, you have to like knowingly accept like, okay, my girlfriend's gonna get D'd down, right? But then I feel like if you invite as the guy, if you invite another woman, it's like that's just gonna end an argument. Like you're just saying, like
Unless
I
your
want to dip,
girlfriend's
I want to dip
girls.
the, yeah, unless your girlfriend's into it, right? So I guess it all depends on personal
Right.
preference. But
You know.
does that make your girlfriend a lesbian if you invited another girl into it? You
I
know what I mean?
think-
Like I don't think
okay.
it's weird either way.
Okay. So B here can take female perspective, and I don't want to say like what is you like. I just want you to play the role of female perspective. So when we ask you questions, don't think like guys. We have to try not to ask. We have to try not to pry. Like what do you think? Like I'm gonna ask you. I've heard that a lot of girls are sort of like somewhat open to the idea of like bisexuality. Do you think that's like true that like there's a decent portion of girls that are open to that, B?
Good question.
Or do you think it's fake? Because I mean, I've heard that it's like more than you would think, you know what I mean? Like girls would be willing to do that, female, you know.
As compared to men,
Right.
correct?
I mean, of course.
like
There's a larger portion of girls who are willing.
Is it
to
fake?
explore
Are you talking about-
Is it
bisexuality.
fake?
Typically in
'cause-
threesomes, or are you talking in general?
Oh, I would
Are
say
you asking-
particularly in threesomes.
Okay.
Like they're willing to. It's not something that they're like trying to try, but it's like something that they're willing to like, you know, like experiment with.
Yeah, interesting topic, you guys. I like hearing you just kind of go at it.
Just
Okay,
fucking
hold on. Then
rant on-
let me ask about.
Personal
All I'm saying
preference.
is, do you think? Because I got in a discussion with this. Like I was on one side. Here's the thing, right? I was on one side. Someone told me it was, of course, a guy, right? So he's probably wrong. But he was saying that there's a lot more girls than you would think that are willing to do that, right? That are willing to be in like if they're in a relationship with a guy, they're willing to be in a threesome, and they're willing to be like with two females, right? You know what I'm saying? I told
Because
him
the guy wants.
what I told him is that's exactly it. I said I don't think that's true. I think what it is a lot of girls probably say that, but the reality of it is that they know just that the guy wants to say that. So in order to like sort of please the guy, they're like sort of willing to put up with it. That's my personal
And
opinion.
maybe I think what I'll say is that I've seen significantly more women kiss each other than I've seen men kiss each other.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Is that because
true.
they actually like that, or is that just because guys are trying to push them on and they're willing to go with it? That's the
I've just seen a
question,
lot of
dude.
I've seen a lot of drunk girls that were just like, oh, I'll kiss her. Why not? Whereas like if you try and convince two drunk guys to smooch, you're probably not likely to get many places. But I don't know.
Maybe if they're not comfortable with their sexuality.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
the
that's a
other
good
thing. If
point.
there's like a lot of stigma, then maybe not. Like if it's a community of people that like look down upon homosexuality or whatever, like you wouldn't really see it in certain groups of people.
Yeah,
There-
I would agree with that.
Okay.
I think
For some
a lot
people,
of I think there's a lot of ingrained homophobia specifically in men, and they're always, I mean, not always, but a lot of the time with straight men, they're trying to be as least like homo as possible. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it is more normalized
Sure.
for girls to be experimenting with other girls. Also, girls are fucking hot, and I feel like if you're a straight girl and you're down, then you know they're
See-
down. So
I feel like that's the
I mean-
thing. Because I grew up in a group of friends where, like, my group of friends was not afraid to plant a kiss on one of the boys. Like, I grew
Yeah,
up in a
that's-
friend group like that. Like, I am not even necessarily ashamed to admit, but I've been lip to lip with quite a few of my brothers back in the day.
that's dope.
Okay, Stu,
And so what'd you say, Otis? Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it. You know who it
Yeah.
mostly was the Batwing. The Batwing would just lay it on me all the time.
Oh, the Batwing.
Of course, no surprises
Someone
there,
explain
right?
The Batwing
Yeah.
to our new friends.
Maybe in a bit. That's a
You guys, I don't know if I ever got Batwing from you guys, but I know the essence of it, but I don't think I've ever seen one done to me in
It's-
person.
yeah. It's not super. Yeah.
Yeah, what is that?
It's
Oh,
the
no.
Oh no.
A little maneuver, if you will.
yeah. So it's like
Mhm.
imagine
What
if
the
you
French like to call it.
you know what a bat's wing looks like, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It's very like
Everything
in the middle.
thin. It's thin.
yeah,
and
it's
you can
thin
see
and
the
it's
veins
yeah,
through
you
it.
can see the veins. It's elongated. Hey, thank you so much. Up, down, left, right, R1. Thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Yeah. So imagine somebody taking a specific part of their anatomy,
Gotcha.
and proceeding to grab it on, roughly around
Like
the top and the bottom,
Yeah.
and then
Ah.
proceeding to
Stretch.
stretch. So
Super stretch.
imagine what would
Oh.
happen.
You
Imagine
stretch
what
out
would
the
happen if you
scrotum.
did that time and time and
it out.
time and time again.
You could fly.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? A lot of people think like, oh, that's kind of funny. Like the first time you see it, it's like, whoa, that's zany. That's crazy. I never thought like somebody would do that. So imagine somebody does it for what year is it? 2022. Imagine somebody does it for 8 years, right? You could probably start to begin
Super
to
cool.
imagine the lengths.
You begin to get
The lengths that it could go to. It's like if you stretch a muscle long enough, right? Like if you practice gymnastics and stretch every day, you can get really stretchy. So at normally that same
Wait,
concept.
that doesn't bounce back.
No,
doesn't.
surprisingly. So it does.
It
It does
does.
have an elasticity, but if you continue to overexert it,
Yeah.
it won't have time to recover.
Hey, I think
Jeez.
that actually works. I think if you just keep tugging on it for a while, I think it gets bigger.
Yeah. Up Down said, I've been watching for a while. Y'all just kept popping up on my homepage. I guess it was time to follow. Thank you very much. We
appreciate
we
it.
appreciate that.
Tell him to go follow Hella Friggin.
Yeah, go follow Hella Friggin as well.
You'll figure it out. Hey, if you don't so thanks for the follow. You can also join the Discord too.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so that's the
Anyways.
Batwing. So we had a friend who was like literally that was his nickname because I mean I've seen it. Pretty much
Everybody's seen it.
That's why Otis is like, I was surprised I never saw it.
That was the same guy that would kiss me on the mouth all the time.
Imagine FOMO. Otis is like, I missed out.
5e Rome, we are unfortunately not checking out or taking links in the Twitch chat, but if you join the Discord, you can drop it in it's a song, drop it in the music channel. We'll check it out when we get around to it. Thank you so much.
So I mean, it was mostly him. You said, Jay,
Yeah.
but you know, I think there is something to be said about that though. Like, I think there's just I think a lot of it is probably homo. I mean, the reason why I asked the question in the first place was it was kind of like about homophobia, right? I was like, is it homosexual if like a dude let another dude, like if it was two dudes in a threesome, like how is that homosexual at all, right? But I,
I
was
don't
like,
think so.
I was concerned
No.
about it. I was concerned
I
about
think-
it though, right?
Go ahead.
Because of
I
that.
think it depends on like I said, the community you're in. Because like I'm a black guy, right? And
Hey, my man.
as a black guy, what's up, brother?
As a black
guy,
man, I want to hear this. Okay, hang on.
there's a thing that's it's one of the dreams of the bros to like run a train on the girl. That's what they would call it, right?
Yep.
Where it's like you and your bros tag team and it's like a bonding experience almost. But then there's other communities, and that's seen as like gay, right?
Correct.
If it's like you and not another bro or brother, you know, another black guy.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, you were doing what with who? But you know, you hear about or you see in like prawn or you know what I'm saying, like the
Yep.
Yeah.
videos or whatever with the 8 dudes, 1 girl. Like that's like yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watch so much streams, bro. I say prawn now for some reason, but
No, yeah, that's
Whatever.
good. That's a good way to say it. That's what we
Yeah.
say. That's what we say too.
I mean, watch the prawn, man. Like that gives you a different idea of like those kind of scenarios are common for some people, and it just is not as common for others, and so it's viewed really differently depending on who you are.
For sure, yeah. And I think in most communities, it's probably viewed in relatively the same light, where like it would be dependent on how interactive you are with said other guy, right? Like if 2 guys came in and they were just like not touching, not talking, not doing anything,
Yeah.
they're just both doing their bit, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. Up Down just said, oh yeah, exactly. Thomas the Tank Engine, you know?
No, I mean, there got to be some coordination, bro.
Yeah, but so my thing is like, if you're not like, if you're not getting down with the other dude, then yeah, I don't see why that would be considered a homoerotic fantasy.
They used to say something in high school, right? Like if mine and his ball don't touch, then
Exactly,
it's
yeah,
not, it's not,
exactly.
You know, it's all good.
It's not good, yeah.
If the ball bags don't touch, it's not you're all good, yeah. Up Down said I would kiss you on the mouth. Thank you so much, Up Down. That's great. And then he said, oh, is that dip? It is a dip, yeah. How's that kiss in the mouth looking now that I got a fat chomper in? Reflex said, oh no way, let's go. What's going on, Reflex? Thank you so much for stopping in. Hopefully you're having a lovely night over there on the East Coast. Up Down said the rule is if your balls touch, you stop and reset.
Yeah.
if they touch again, you stop. That's
I
a
like
great
that.
rule,
That's much
honestly.
better.
Yeah,
That's much
that's a
better.
really good rule because that gives some leeway, right? Like,
yeah, because it's gonna happen.
it's
let's be
bound to
honest.
happen. Yep. So if they touch, you say, "Hey, stop. Let's make a change." And then, yeah, if it happens again, it's like, all right, something's going wrong. We gotta knock this off. Terminate. Reflex said, I missed the last stream. Damn. Don't worry, man. You didn't miss out on too much, I'm sure. You're here for this one.
I think that does need to change though. I think guys need to be
More
a
open.
little bit more willing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they'd
To
probably
kiss their bros in the mouth. Or
they'd
what?
probably get more
Yeah.
action.
Ooh, Reflex should need milk and whiskey.
No, dude.
Yike. Ooh.
A little milk whiskey action.
Oh no.
Pretty gross.
Give me 5 minutes. I'll hit a milk
Yeah.
and whiskey for you, Reflex.
Dude, I just got.
How much is
goosebumps.
it to give you guys a milk? What is? that?
Unfortunately,
What
it's
do you
1,500 channel points. And that's gonna change. So I'll redeem this one for you, Reflex. But
It's
that's actually been
tough,
one of
dude.
my notes. Is that
Yeah.
all of these things
That's
like
the
milk and
worst.
whiskey or shot or scam, like the more viewers we start accruing, I don't realize how
There it
quickly
is.
you can get 1,500 channel points. That's for not having a command up. Yeah, it's hurtful.
I know.
I keep telling you, Reflex, that you need to let me know what the command is. I will gladly make you the command, but I don't know what to put. You got to give me something. It's a give and a take.
All right, dude. Milk and whiskey.
Yeah, I'll hit it in
Just
5
taking it.
minutes. I'll hit it in 5 minutes. That you have my word. I do have a question though. What is the other guy's?
Omari.
Omari. Thank
Am I
you.
saying it right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Omari. Wonderful. Are you watching the stream right now, Omari, or have you like at least like pulled up the cameras to see what we look like?
I did not do that yet.
Okay,
So,
I was just
playing
interested
Rise.
because I'm assuming from your voice that you and me probably look very similar.
You think?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
Wait,
mean,
what
just
do you
listening
mean?
to
Like,
his voice.
obviously he's black, but like, what do you mean? Like, how similar?
I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark and say that we're both probably light skinned.
Light skin, blonde?
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Really.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, dude.
Interesting. Where are you from? What part of the world?
Oh well, I mean, my family's Caribbean, but I was raised on the East Coast.
On the
So,
East
yeah.
Coast. Okay. Interesting. I
We're
would have
very
just.
international family. So
Yeah.
a lot of traveling, a lot of.
I mean, there's my prejudice showing. I guess, right? Like, it's
Hey,
just.
man, I'm in London right now, you know, chilling. 3 a.m., 5 a.m., 5:24. Fuck, it's 5:24.
Just seemed like we would have looked similarly light skinned,
Yeah,
but
dude, I had to call you
Yeah.
on it, dude. I mean, I kind of, you know, I believed you. I was like, yeah, I believe you, and I had faith in you, but
Reflex said
Sometimes
you
it
can
can
put a
get you.
limit to the commands. You can do one per stream. So Milk and Whiskey, I believe, has a limit of 2 per stream.
Yeah, because that's gross, man. I can't believe we have 2 on.
He said, I can see the difference. You do look very light skinned though, Jay. Yeah, I'm light skinned. Like light. I mean, I'm half black. I'm pretty light skinned black. This also like this lighting is very off. Like off base. Like you can literally see between the 2 cameras. Like they look different.
Yeah,
But
to the Discord.
Yeah, if you go to in the Discord and then it's in the general, you just click on the general tab and in our links thing.
yeah, general or announcements. Either one has the link of the first post in each. He said,
Advertisement.
yes, I see the pale in Austin. Yeah, especially like especially
That's
like
the
when we
other
this
thing,
one's
dude.
we also use white lighting, which
I'm
like
so pale.
doesn't help.
So
Like
when I come on, like if I leave the screen, he'll get darker. But as soon as I
Yeah.
come on, it color corrects, right? Because I'm almost like a light to the camera.
yeah, and like I said, we also use white lighting, which doesn't help.
Not what I expected. Whoa.
Yeah. We use white lighting, which doesn't help on the DSLR, but when you switch to the GoPro, it's above the lighting, so then everything like picks up the room colors. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Up downside. So y'all hear about the NDA lift on speakers about UFOs? That would be a great Austin question.
I mean, yeah, kinda. I'm curious on what the NDA lift for speakers on UFOs. What exactly? I haven't heard exact news about
so there was a non-disclosure lift on.
non-disclosure agreement liftings. Like, is that in the United States or Britain? But yesterday, it was pretty big news. We can go over it. There was in Britain, there was a UFO video that was, or it's actually just a picture, but there was a picture that was hidden by the Ministry of
Hey,
Defense
Lauren,
in
thank you so much.
England, and it was hidden for like 30 years, and so they kept it in their files, and it got like put on the internet yesterday, and so it's been all over Twitter. People have been talking about it. I don't really have a super hard opinion on it. I don't really know what it is. Story goes that a couple of dudes they were cooks, so it was in Scotland in like the 70s or something, or the 60s, and they were 2 cooks. They were trespassing onto somebody else's land, like poaching land, because there's no like, you can't like hunt in Scotland or whatever. So they're like poaching, and while they were poaching, they saw this like crazy thing, so they took a photo of it. That's the story, at least. It's pretty trippy. You want to pull it up? Pull
Yeah.
up the
About the same.
Corval, Corval UFO. And I don't, like I said,
CORV
there it is right there. VAL
VAL
E
E
UFO.
UFO. Lornman said sick flight suit. Thank you, Lornman. Appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, Esther's got her.
See,
She's
I
got
thought
her-
it was Lorman
She's
too.
got her flight suit
That
back.
is
It's a capital address.
What?
That's Amar.
Not to me.
Oh, is that an I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's Iron Man, I guess.
Oh, I.
No,
Nice.
it was my old gamer tag, but it was the
I can
normal way of
see
spelling
how
it was
it'd be
taken. So I
iron.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah, lowercase L's
I
and
thought it-
capital
exactly.
I's
I thought it
are
was
the
more
same
legit.
character. But yeah,
Very stupid.
thanks, man. We got a lot of
Do
aviation.
you guys
themed
believe in
stuff.
UFOs?
Yes.
So you said
Is
Corville
Beat still
UFO.
here? Otis, do you believe in UFOs?
Absolutely.
Have you guys
Did I
ever
search this wrong, Austin?
have you guys ever had seen a UFO? Go to images.
Up down so
I haven't seen
said,
a
so I guess people
UFO.
can come out forward freely and speak about classified information without breaking the NDA they signed. Good night. Good night, Up Down. Thank you for that bit of information. We're definitely going to deep dive into it, and thank you for stopping into the stream, man. We appreciate it.
That's pretty crazy if they can come out. Like, if there's some NDA lifts.
Is
that
it
are coming
this
out.
Carvel?
Maybe. No, it's not
No, okay.
Carvel. No, just click images. No.
I feel like it was just
Wow, that's
declassified.
crazy.
probably.
Yeah,
Isn't
that's
that- that's not
definitely-
there.
Is it spelled differently? Is it this Corvallis thing that kept coming up?
Corville, maybe? No, not Corvallis. That's Morgan. It's no, dude. I mean, that's what it is. Maybe you have to go on Twitter and find it, but
Is it new?
oh yeah, it got released yesterday, but it should still be everywhere. I mean, it was huge news. Maybe I am having you. Maybe I'm having
Is it
you spell
this?
it wrong.
Is everyone drinking their water? tonight?
I have my water right here. I've actually drinking. You would be super proud of me, Soup. I've drinking 130 ounces of water today.
Well, you guys are hydration buddies. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I've drinking an ungodly amount of water today because I had a PP test.
Nice.
Oh, did you?
I
How
did.
far
Oh,
in
not
advance
nice.
did you know about it?
Not.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chop. No, we don't know in advance. Soup.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Calvine. Yeah, no, we don't know in advance. So then once I
This motherfucker said I've drinking.
I'm pretty sure I've said, didn't I say drinking or did I say
I
drinking?
don't know, man.
I've drunked this photo.
Yep.
Oh, whoa, is this the same photo?
So that's like that was one
A recreation or
a
something?
recreation. Because for a while they would, this photo was known by like a lot of people in the UFO community. They knew it existed. However, it was kept in a file by the British Ministry of Defense. And so somebody they had seen the photo of it, so they created like a recreation. And
Gotcha.
So that was what that was. But anyways, now I'm not, like I said, I don't know what this is, right? But this is supposedly a photo. You can see very clearly that there's a certain type. They know what type of jet that was in the background. And it's just supposedly it was hovering there for a half hour and then just went straight up. So that's what it
Interesting.
looks like. I don't
And
know.
that's unusual.
Just click on that. So that's that. That's the photocopied version of it. That's fake though. That's not.
The left one's not real?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the real photo.
Yeah.
So that is the real photo that got released yesterday. You have your debunkers already coming out. Mick West is great. I mean, he came out and said, I think it's just probably a kite. And then they're like, it's not a fucking kite. So he's like, oh, it's not a kite. What it is it's a mountain and there's a lake in front of it and it's the reflection of the mountain.
Okay.
But the problem is that where the photo is taken, there's no body of water anywhere near it.
Gotcha.
So-
Because
I was gonna say that does look like a mirage.
It doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, he's good at
It
coming up
looks
with
a lot like
it does.
heat.
It looks
Yeah,
like
it
a-
definitely
like
could
heat
be a
on the road.
mirage. Like it does seem like a mirage. Like have you seen the floating city thing?
right.
Like
yeah.
the
No.
picture of the
I've
floating
seen-
city?
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are always trippy. The problem is that when you see, they have pictures of where it's taken today, and you can see where it's taken, and it's clearly taken in like the Scottish Highlands.
Interesting.
Like that, the fence line is still up, the tree's still there. They took it.
Gotcha.
There's no body of water anywhere near where this photo was taken.
Reflex said we're supposedly going to have a big flood in Cali. Stay safe, y'all. Chop said where? He hasn't answered yet. And then Chop said, are these UFO pics from the documents that the FBI unconstitutionally stole from God King Tramp's house?
God, King Trump. I think it's messed up what they did to that poor guy. I mean, they ransacked Melania's closet.
They went through her closet, dude.
They went through her closet.
If they can go through the president's closet, ex-president,
They could go through
anybody's closet.
anybody's
And they
closet.
say it's disrespectful to ask a woman her age.
You can go through the closet, though.
And you go through her closet. What do you call that? Huh?
It's asking her age.
Just comparing two things.
I
Just
wanna find
rude,
this, like,
disrespectful.
Floating City Mirage.
There's a really
Don't
good.
like-
Yeah,
see it.
it was this thing in China. The mystifying floating city.
Hey man,
There it is.
it's China.
So this picture. So this started surfacing a bunch recently too. And a bunch of people were like, holy hell, like what is that? This is like a recreation of it, but that's essentially what people said that they described that they saw. So it was like
See-
way up in the sky
That
and was just
makes
buildings
sense.
floating in the sky, but it had to do with some crazy weather. Yeah, people were claiming that it was a rare superior mirage or Fata Morgana, but it's not. Supposedly, I watched like a video editor guy debunk it, and he said that it was not Fata Morgana. Like Fata Morgana has to have some super weird.
Yeah, I've seen the Fata Morgana before with the ships all the time. This stuff is
Yeah.
cool. Like that one.
This one,
Like that's trippy. That's real, dude.
yeah. Yeah,
Isn't
both these
that
are real.
weird to
That's real
look at?
too.
Oh, okay, that one's
Yeah.
trippy too. Like, how is that? You're like, what
So
the hell? That's
what's
floating.
the concept around that?
So
Like light bending at the horizon.
essentially, yeah, it
You're
has to do with
seeing-
light bending at the horizon and then heat. Chop, Jesus Christ.
Okay, but that's like cars on the pavement when it's hot.
Yeah, essentially,
Right.
but it causes things to appear well above the horizon. So I guess I can understand why like this.
That is so trippy to look
Yeah.
at.
Isn't that nuts, dude? Look
Usually
how
you can tell where the water line is, but on that one, like I can't even see where the I can't tell. Oh, I
I
guess I
know.
can kind of see that it's on water.
Wild.
it's
No,
just
you can only see it because it's like loading at the
Imagine,
bottom.
see, imagine if you were like an older lady or 65-year-old older lady,
Yeah.
and you were just like a little tipsy, and you'd be like, "The world's ending.
yeah.
What the hell is that shit doing up there?"
So I think the thing, right, with like Fata Morgana is that the water is really up to here. It's up to where the boat is.
Yeah.
So it's not
exactly.
making the boat appear that it's up in the air. Hey, Chop.
It's that
thank you
it's
so much for the
making it
cheer.
so that you don't think there's water. But
Correct.
That,
yeah.
but that is
The
water.
sky is reflecting onto the water and it's like refracting around the boat. Yeah. But it just makes it look like the boat is what is being like reflected higher up in
And
the air.
you can usually
Like this one, you
tell-
can tell where
you
it
can
is.
tell the water
Yeah.
line. Yeah.
You can see where the
exactly.
water line is.
But on that other one, you can. That one's so. That's a hardcore Fata
Yeah.
Morgana.
And it's pretty rare, which it's just super cool to see though. Reflex said, "I'm that 65-year-old." Respect me, Austin.
So it's because and Chop has been talking about this too. I got Chop on this a couple times too. So it's because this is not who I am, right? Like I feel so weird asking these questions, but it was because I did a bunch of research and homework, and I had to watch the Fresh and Fit podcast. Have you guys ever heard of the Fresh and Fit guys?
No.
Terrible dudes,
So you have heard of Fresh and Fit?
sadly. Yeah.
Fresh and
Look,
fit.
Chop is like, no, dude, don't talk about Fresh and Fit. What about Andrew Tate?
Big Andrew Tate guy.
Don't even do it.
Big Andrew
well,
Tate guy.
Unpopular
what do you
opinion.
think of
Andrew Tate says a
Andrew
lot
Tate
of like valid points.
Correct.
It's just the way he talks about shit is
Paige.
just problematic.
Paige said, "I
Like,
love
he's
Andrew
bald.
Tate."
Pretty
Hell
much.
yeah, Paige.
Wait, so hold on.
Milk
Like
So
and
he's spitting
monkeys and
facts, but I
milk
think like the way he
wagons.
approaches his conversations and the way he like entered
Some
the whole
facts,
internet
yeah.
space is like fucked. So
Yeah,
That's
all.
agreed. We can probably end it right fucking there.
no, hold on.
No,
hold
no,
on.
no,
So
no.
I want you to honestly like elaborate on that and like a specific like
No.
just like specific points and like what do you mean by like some of his points are like I know what you mean by like a lot of the stuff that he says is obviously like stupid, like ridiculous sexist like character stuff, right? But like what do you
Yeah.
think are some of the like the redeeming points actually that he actually does kind of like hit home on that like
well he was
maybe we can
he was
use?
on he was on a podcast and he was talking like he was interviewing these women and you know the whole like what do you bring to the table conversation. And when he was asking them the questions, like he already knew what their answer was gonna be, and it's the same answer they always give, which is like, "Oh, I'm bringing like peace to the household. I'm doing this, I'm doing that." And then he said, "All right, well, what if you're a guy who already is at peace with himself, who's already has everything he needs in his life? Like, what do you provide?" And like those kind of conversations where it's almost like, damn, bro. Dang, it's hard to describe, but in my opinion, right?
Yeah,
There's a lot of situations where people value themselves higher than they probably should in like a relationship. Not to say like the women aren't important, but I'm saying like they put their role way higher than it should be. And in a lot of his interviews, he's explained like, yeah, he's a like multimillionaire or self-imposed billionaire. He's a world champion fighter. Like, there's not really much you can do for status. They can't really
Yeah.
provide anything for him other
Yeah.
than to exist.
right.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. So, dude, I was getting at, not to bring it kind of back to the circle, but I was getting at that. When I was saying earlier, like, do you think, I think he's in a type of relationship where, like, do you think he's in an immoral position? Because, like, kind of morally, I don't know if I'm cool with this. Like, I don't know if I'm on board with this, to be honest with you. Like, well, actually, I know I'm maybe not on board with it, but, like, he is in a position where he can be open in his relationships with other girls, but girls can't be open
Yeah.
with him, right? And so because he has those certain things, because he has certain things, is he able to get away with it? Now, I don't know if that's morally good though. Just because you can get away with it, I don't know if you should do that though.
I agree. I think the only reason that he does it or gets away with it is because he knows that his girl's not going to leave him. It's not that she's cool with it.
Yeah, that's
She's
what I'm
just
saying.
not
He
going to
knows
leave
he can
him.
get
He's
away
taking
with that.
advantage of it. Yeah.
Exactly, he's taking advantage. It's not a good. So he's trying to play off like, because I can get away with this, this is the morally right thing to do. This is what people should do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And not to be against, like, I don't want to be against, I don't want to be against, like, I don't want to be Mr. Monogamy here. I mean, maybe I have to be Mr. Monogamy, but like,
Reflex.
Andrew Tate hates monogamy, dude.
oh, hold on, Choppa, hold
Well,
on.
he does.
We got.
Here, yeah, we'll introduce Chaba in a second. We got a lot of people in here.
You gotta
Reflex.
Yeah, we
introduce
gotta
me,
make
bro.
sure.
Here's your
We're gonna do milk and whiskey real quick. Okay, so
Here's some
what's milk
milk.
and whiskey for people that are new? Milk and whiskey is a shot of whiskey, and then and then we're gonna chase it with some milk, some
Yeah.
good old creamy. What is it? Full. What is it? When whole milk. Yeah.
whole milk.
Nasty
Oh.
bitch.
Did you do
Paige
this?
said, I love Andrew Tate. He puts men in traditionally feminine roles by getting them to join an MLM scheme. Very progressive.
That's great.
And then Reflex said Andrew Tate watched the Wolf of Wall Street once and thinks he's the next Elon, like relaxed fruitcake.
That's kind of my point too. Like,
yeah,
like he talks up a big game, but it's
he
like,
does. Yeah,
I don't know, dude. It's like you did a little
No,
bit
he's
of Muay Thai.
1000% pay to play. Like he bought his way into the consciousness.
I know it's not like he couldn't beat the shit out of most people in the world or anything.
That's the
I mean,
thing.
used to. He used to. Paige.
Well, yeah,
Doesn't he try to just pick up like
Yeah.
18 to 20 on your Romanian?
Yeah, so he didn't do it in Austin. Explained it to me, which you can explain it better, Austin.
yeah,
but
he did it in England.
He
actually,
did it
not
in
Romania.
England, and that's why he fled to Romania, right? Was
yes.
because
Are you
he was avoiding
serious?
those allegations.
Yeah, that's why when he says all that, so I live in Romania because I can get everything for cheap, bro. It's like, no, that's not why. It's because he can't live in those other countries.
He's running away.
Yeah.
Bro, I did not know that.
So he did a webcam service, and basically what happened was he was taking their money in the webcam service with all these webcam girls, and it turned into like pimping laws and stuff, and so they basically ran him out. Oh yeah, what do you guys think about those thigh shots? Come on, dude, turn around, dude. Come on, give him some good shots.
That's a lot of ass.
Check it out.
Solid quads.
Check it out. If you guys aren't watching the stream and looking at this shot that we got going, Jay's showing some thick thighs. So you guys are missing out.
Man, thunderous.
Dude, look at them.
Oh,
Look at
boy,
them
I wanna
thunder
take
thighs.
a
Dude, that's
bite
thick
out
with
of
two
those
C's.
Chunky boys. Let me take a bite. Give me a bite.
It was actually very unintentional. I was trying to show Ava for a minute, but
Since we were
everybody
getting
wants
on
to
that
go
whole
off in the
thing, dude,
ass.
I gotta be honest, dude. Like,
Hey, Chop, thank you for the gift. Tier 1 sub to Hella Friggin. We appreciate it, man. Thank you. JC said it's the hamstring is for me. I'm bad at the anatomy of the thigh. I don't necessarily know where the hamstring is. I just say back of the thigh. Which one is the okay, so quads of the front, hamstring is the back, glute is the butt.
Where's the gonads?
I guess I do know the anatomy better. All right, Reflex. Love you, man. This one's for you. All right. The issue with milk and whiskey is, which I guess it's why, who made the milk and whiskey again? I gotta figure this out real quick so I can give him due credit.
you know what we should do now after your milk whiskey,
Tension.
though, is
Tension.
rather than going on about like BS dating advice, we should now go into real dating advice. Like
I'm fine with that.
genuine, honest, genuine, like not fucking around. Ain't
It's just dating
drinking.
advice. It's only you who categorizes it as good or bad.
Oh, Reflex said I said I wanted the command to be a shot of your drink with hot sauce. Okay, I can
Like-
do that.
like-
I can do that.
For our viewers, what are the best ways to make a good Tinder account? You know what I mean?
Oh,
What should you
Don't
put in the
ask me.
bio?
don't make Tinder make a hinge.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a Otis question.
Yeah, no, this is for
That's
this
a
is
hella
all
friggin'
for
question.
Otis.
What the hell?
This is
You go
for
on
you,
fun
dude.
art dates and stuff, dude. And I don't.
They're not even fun, bro. They're educational. I go there for the knowledge.
This guy goes on Tinder dates for the knowledge. Wow,
Knowledge.
what a legend, dude. You're the opposite of Andrew Tate, dude. You're Tate Andrew.
Yeah, bro. I go to learn about others.
Paige
Be
said
self-
Tinder is pretty dog shit. Paige, what's your recommendation? What do you think is better
Fuck
than?
yeah, it's dog shit, dude. It's a fucking online dating is a meat market. That's all it
No,
Yes,
it's
it is.
not
is. It teaches people to
all.
be more and more and more shallow. It literally is.
No,
you
it's
swipe
not.
on people without
It
even
is.
fucking reading anything
it's
about
not.
them.
Okay, there is. Okay, let's talk about this because this is important for 2022. So so here's gonna be my argument, right? My argument is that
Hang
online
reflex.
online dating is just dating in 2022. I don't think online dating is different than any other form of dating. However, I do think that the companies that are in control of the online dating have a lot of power, and so yes, they can manipulate it, and then they can change the way people date. But I don't think it's like
I got you, dog.
I don't think we should look down on like you can definitely find love on online dating just as easy as finding love in real life. That's what I believe. Now you
I
have
don't
to
think so.
you have to meet up in real life
We'll love you, do
eventually,
your job.
but you can find each other online.
You can find each other online, sure, but you're not gonna know anything about the people that you're finding. So I agree with Chop. It's just a meat market. Like you're gonna meet.
But isn't that all dating? Like isn't going and meeting somebody at the bar or meeting somebody at some sort of event or
I
meeting,
literally think
or
that
meeting
meeting
who's-
somebody at an
meeting
event-
a friend who meets you with a friend.
I think meeting somebody at an event, even for example, like you do
That's
a
meat
blind dating
market.
event,
That's a meat market.
but you know 5 minutes of that person at least.
What do you mean that 5 minutes?
You
And do
get
you
to-
walk up to them and say an opener like balls please, or do you actually have like a reasonable conversation? with
Exactly.
somebody in
You would
person?
have a 5 minute long conversation with that person, and then you would get to meet a bunch of different people. You don't just see a bio that's some dude just flexing in the gym that says, I want to come as his bio. And then the next guy literally just says, suck my nuts. Then the next guy says, I got a 2-inch dick and a 10-inch tongue. You want this 12
No,
inches?
hold on.
Like,
Is that real? That's not
Nice,
online
dude.
dating.
That's
Yes, it
fire,
is.
Dude,
No,
you would
it's
be
not.
really
Yes,
good
it
at
is.
Tinder.
you should, yeah,
Is
you
that
should.
really online
yes,
dating? Guys
you
don't put
should,
that in their
Yes,
bio.
they
Their
do.
profile.
Yes, they do.
Let's make a 2 dudes Tinder profile and just troll people.
Chop knows Tyler, my buddy Tyler. That is his Tinder bio to a T.
Is what?
Any of those lines, it doesn't matter. The last time we were with him, he matched with some chick on Tinder. You want to know what his opener was?
What?
Do that thing be farting. That's his
I mean, it's
opening.
kinda
That's his
funny.
opening
Hell
line.
yeah.
It's kind of funny though. It's kind of puts it kind of
Fart?
it's kind of a funny.
They want humor. Girls
Yeah.
like humor.
Girls
That's
do
what
kind
I've
of like
learned.
humor.
But you can be funnier than that. You know what? And you know what that
Number
chick
one.
responded?
Number one.
That chick responded and said, excuse me, what the fuck? That was her response.
Yeah, that's
She
gonna
has
be
no sense of humor.
that's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be a lot of people.
You want to know how
response
many
to that.
times that would happen at a blind dating event that's like hosted in a bar where you have a normal conversation?
I think okay, so I think it's a little.
I said first
accelerated.
name. I know multiple people with that first
It's
name.
just
Don't
a
worry,
little-
Chop.
It's just a little accelerated. I don't think it's any worse. I mean, I just think you get to learn. You get a because of the internet, you're willing to say things that you wouldn't normally say.
I guess.
So, but you do feel them. So if they don't like you, then it's a quicker way of going about it. It's a more efficient way. I think there's like a weird stigma on it that shouldn't exist. Like there's almost this thing where it's like internet dating is almost like less than like meeting somebody IRL, meeting somebody in real life. It's like
No, but I think it depends. Like, you hopping on a Skype call is so different from like matching on it with a girl on Tinder and
For
like,
sure.
do that thing be farting.
For
Like,
sure.
Like, there's different levels to online dating too.
Thank you, Chop.
that is true.
Yeah.
That's not chop. That
No,
is Mark.
Chop permitted a term.
Okay,
in
that
the
is
chat.
true.
Oh.
But I guess what I mean by online dating is, generally speaking, what I mean is like getting on an app like Tinder or something, right? Like what I mean is when you meet up with them, I mean the idea is that you're gonna meet up with them eventually in
Oh,
person.
now chop too.
So
Yeah.
it's not like I'm not when I say online dating, I'm not saying like it's just an online relationship. I'm just saying like meeting somebody online first,
No, for
then
sure.
going out on a date with them.
And I
then
think
becoming-
we're all tracking that same thing.
Okay.
I think the big thing with like online dating, for example, too, like the part where it gets super like, I guess it's almost like memey in a sense where like you meet somebody and you just match with them based completely off like physical looks, and people can say literally anything over a text conversation. So like your first bits of meeting, like say that you match with somebody and you talk to them for a month, right? Or sorry, not even a month, a week, my fault. You meet somebody and you talk to them for a week. That first week, like people are completely different humans when you're talking online. Like think about all the kids like back when Call of Duty lobbies used to be like at their peak, right? Like you just had people just screaming the N-word at each other profusely,
Miss
just
those days.
at the top of their lungs, just going at it. How many people do you know nowadays would just walk up to people in the street and just rip it? Just rip a hard R like that? Probably not many, right? And I think it's the same thing with online dating. Like you have a lot of people who are going to say a lot of things.
Yeah.
They're going to talk a big game and they're going to come across super confident.
Yeah.
Or maybe they match with you and they read your bio and it says, I'm super big into astrology. And they're going to say, I am too. And they're going to be Googling things while they're talking to you. And then you guys are going to meet for dinner. And he's literally just going to be this cummed up 18-year-old that has
okay.
zero insight on the topics he was claiming he did.
Okay. I
You
mean,
start
fair
talking about
points.
astronomy, and she goes, "No."
Yeah.
Okay, somewhat fair points, but I guess. Okay, so I think there are positives to. I think there's things that online dating does well. There's definitely aspects of online dating that don't do well, and that real dating are like literally like dating, going on a date with someone in real life. You're gonna be able to find out those things much better. It is the superior. There's no like substitute.
It's more
to it.
efficient.
I just want to kind of get off that stigma of like the idea that like, oh, you're just trying to like, oh, you're trying to find like a relationship. Oh, you're just doing it online. Like that's like not, that's like trashy or something.
And I
Like
don't even
someone
think
said
nowadays
Tinder's
that there's
trashy.
I think Tinder, the app Tinder specifically, yes. I would agree with that. That a lot of people that I know that use online dating do not use Tinder.
Okay, so
just
what are we
specifically
using? What are we
Tinder.
using these days?
Bumble, Hinge,
Are they really any better?
Grinder,
Do you guys know it? Yeah. Do you guys know
Actually,
it?
yeah.
Farmers Only,
I
Plenty
would
of
definitely
Fish.
say Hinge.
Hinge.
Hinge is probably the most serious out of
Yeah,
all of them.
Hinge is the one that I hear, and
Like-
I hear people talk about Plenty of Fish. Plenty of Fish is like where you would actually meet to like you would go on there to find a girlfriend. You wouldn't go on there to like find a hookup.
Plenty of Fish is an
Tinder,
old one, bro.
Yeah, but like Tinder, it's had a resurgence recently. But Tinder, for example, like you're going on there to get coomed in or do the cooming, you know? Like you're not going on there to like find a girlfriend, I don't think. And JT said, from a girl's perspective, I think a lot of women don't take online dating seriously for the most part and just want free dates and some attention.
What? See, is this true?
No, that's valid too. That's really
Yeah.
valid.
Is that
Like,
true?
free
A lot of
food.
girls are.
Every day of the
Yeah,
week.
especially on Tinder, like, right? Like, you can just match with some guy who just, like, yeah, all you have to do is just have good pictures on your profile.
Have a picture.
Christian Mingle.
Bob's out. You're gonna get fucking attention
Exactly,
from
yeah.
dudes,
You got a
dude.
good picture as your profile, you get matched with, and then you just give a
Yeah.
dude 10 seconds of attention, and yeah, he's probably gonna be willing to take you to at least get dinner and a drink, even if it's somewhere like cheap. Page Farmers Only. There you go. Yep. Blackpeoplemeet.com. All the good oldies. But yeah, you're probably gonna be able to convince somebody within 5 minutes of meeting them on an online date that Jesus, Black Christian Farmers. Reflex Mormonsonly.com. Jesus.
Don't type that with a dear browser.
I think you're onto something with that one. But no, I agree with what JT said. I think that it's a big part of it, especially on Tinder, is that it's just a lot of guys that are looking for a hookup and a lot of girls that are just going to play that system. And Tinder's always kind of been that way.
Interesting.
Like back when I lived at the Batwing, I can't tell you how many like Tinder hookups he like would just like bring home, and like the whole concept was just because we lived together at that point. The whole
Do you
concept
take
was
a-
just to
You take a
to try and
picture of your
smash.
Batwing and put it on your Tinder.
No, he would just post normal pictures, and then he would meet up with them, and then would try and hook up. And it either worked out or it didn't work out. And if it didn't work out, you would just send them on their merry way, and then you'd be on to the next swipe. You know?
That's
On
just
the-
so
on the-
wild. The
on the
concept of that is just so fucking wild to me.
I agree.
I know. It's crazy that like, and what is it all for? Cause like, I'll tell you a funny story, right? Cause like, okay, so there's this story, once again, another psychology story from Austin. But like, okay, so a guy's stranded on an island, right? And it's an old story. So the beautiful woman used to be Cindy Crawford, but I guess nowadays we could upgrade it with Kim Kardashian, right? Like, so he was on an island with Kim Kardashian, and it's just him and Kim all by himself, right? And so they're sitting there, they're bored, they don't really know what to do. They have everything going, and they're like, oh, well, the last two people, might as well, like, repopulate the earth or whatever. So he gets to have sex with Kim Kardashian, right? So it's like a big deal. He's like, greatest moment. He's going, he does it, he finishes, everything's great. They're sitting on the beach later, and he's sitting there, and they're watching the sunset, and he's going, something just doesn't feel right. Like something, I don't, it doesn't feel like, I don't feel like there's something missing here. And then he Eureka moment, right? He goes, oh, that's what it is. So he goes up to Kim and he goes, hey, Kim, do you mind if I have a quick question? Could you do me a favor? She goes, yeah, what's wrong? He's like, could you here's a hat. Here's my hat. And here's like one of my guy shirts. I was wondering if you could just put this on and pretend to be my friend. And she's like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, because I need a guy friend so that I can tell one of my friends that I had sex with Kim Kardashian. And so, see, that was the thing that he was missing, was that, like, a part of having sex with Kim Kardashian is having sex with Kim Kardashian. Yeah. But then another huge part of it is the status symbol, so that other males can see that you just had sex with this, like, with Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Do you get the point there?
Yeah, for sure.
So, like,
I can see that.
So I think, so when people are going on those Tinder dates, it almost sounds kind of like homoerotic. Like when the Batwing's going on all those Tinder dates, is he going on those Tinder dates to satisfy all those women, or is he going on those Tinder dates to sort of get that thing of like, so he can tell his friend? Like, I don't think guys that go on a bunch of Tinder dates have sex with a bunch of girls, even like having sex with a bunch of girls that much. I think actually what it is they like just telling all their friends that they've had sex with a bunch of girls.
For sure.
No, they definitely like it.
I don't know, dude. I think it's only half. I think a big part of it is the fact that they can go out and tell all their friends, like, "Hey, dude, like I mean, it's
part of the fun. Just like Julia was saying, like, I hear girls talk about this all the time. I was in school with only females. Like, I heard some shit, but they don't take that shit that serious.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's that too. I mean, obviously, it's like, oh, we go and we do the fucky, and then I go and like laugh about it later, right? Like, oh, I met this girl and I, fingered her butt in the dugout, like, haha.
Yeah.
It's like, are you gonna do that with the girl at the bar? No, probably not, because you probably had a nice, respectful conversation in public, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I agree. You're not gonna get to that point as quickly, at least.
And then this thing too. I forget who said this, but it's like, what do you call a key that opens a lot of locks? One key that opens a lot of locks. That's a good key. What do you call a lock that can be opened by a lot of keys? A bad lock.
Shitty lock, yeah.
So there's that whole aspect to it, whether you agree with that or not. That's like a thing, right?
I like
think it's
that.
applicable in this case.
Yeah.
A guy doesn't want a woman. Knowledge. A guy doesn't want a woman who's been with 100 fucking dudes. You're just like, nasty, dude.
Yeah.
Ew, she's been with 100 guys. No, you want the young 18-year-old. No, I'm just kidding.
You want the young 14-year-old.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
Sorry, I've been watching To Catch a Predator all day. Reflex said Austin is just so knowledgeable. That sounds like a nice bio. It's
Hey,
better than my
JT, go
Lambo
on
in my
that,
garage. Knowledge. JT said a
JT,
lot of
go
people
on
are
that.
finding actual dates on Instagram these days.
Yeah,
Go
so
on
that's what
that,
I've
JT.
heard.
Tell
I've
us
heard
more.
that.
Way.
I've heard that that's what it is. Well, it's not everyone, right? Like, it has to be like, I think it's mostly that like guys will reach out to girls on Instagram.
Yeah.
I was talking earlier about that like Instagram is mostly just like a thirst trap these days, I've heard.
For sure, yeah. Paige said, but a guy that's been with 100 girls is like, whoa, that's sick, bro. Yeah, like Chop said, exactly. It's the key analogy. Like, it's exactly what he just said. Like a key that opens every single lock is like a master key. It's the best key in the world.
But here's the thing. Did the guy like all of those doors that he opened, or did he just want to have that master key and show it off to all of his friends? Do you see what I'm saying?
I think he just wanted the key.
Yeah,
he just wanted the key. So it's kind of, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's kind of homoerotic. Like, he's doing all of that sexual
status to it.
pleasure for his bros.
Yeah. Reflex said,
status
all right.
among his bros.
Reflex said, all right, let's settle this right now. Who pulls more, Austin or Jay? Chop said they live together.
Probably Jay though. I, mean,
Well, I was gonna
don't
say
think-
we also we live together. We live together and both have girlfriends. So we're pulling. We're each pulling a 1-for-1 ratio.
But you know, but like if we were to take that, if we were to get that aside, you know, like before that.
Oh,
that.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's
was
a good
speaking
way of putting
purely
it.
on frequency of your current.
No, not
you know.
current.
Oh,
It's not
current.
current right now, but like if
I pulled
if,
so many bitches, bro.
if you could, you know what
No,
I mean? Like I look at it
frequency.
like a
Oh, frequency. Oh, just pulling more with the current partners.
Not quantity,
Yes.
bro.
no, that's not what he was saying. He was
That's what I'm
saying
saying.
That's what Reflex is saying.
and that's what he's
All right.
like. I think if we were to like look at it like a football player, like a player's getting drafted at the NFL draft, you're like looking at all his potential. You're like, all right, what's his high jump?
Potential.
What's his
What's his batting
40?
average, dude?
Like, what is his previous record? Like, talk to his coaches and stuff. Like if you're just looking at it, and you're drafting who's gonna pull more. I would say. I think probably Jay. Honestly, dude. I think like I've got so many weird like quirks and stuff that like it takes a certain type of girl to like me. You know what I mean? But like I think those ones are keepers. But they're
For
small.
sure.
They're a smaller portion of the population. So. Not a lot of girls. Not a lot of girls came up to me throughout my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice. Humble brag. Anyway,
Humble
boys,
brag.
I gotta get out of here.
All right.
It's been a night.
Thanks,
All right.
Soup. Appreciate
Hella
Good
it.
luck,
friggin',
Soupy boy.
Hella friggin' is signing out. Be sure to follow that the Hella Friggin' show, and try to get into the Friggadome on the Discord.
All right. Love you, man. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate
Sick
it.
plug.
Yeah, 6 blood.
Chop said,
Oh,
JT, go on the
Later,
go
big dog.
on about that finding dates on Insta thing. I've never heard of this. I haven't either. Reflex said, oh, are we all together? Yes, we are. Reflex. JT said, no clue what you're asking. Yeah, no, I think he's just saying elaborate on the finding dates on Instagram thing, because I agree. I'm completely unaware of this. I've never heard of people that are like finding
Yeah,
dates
never
on
heard of that.
Instagram,
Sounds
other
weird.
than like dating people that they know.
I feel like it's just Instagram. Like if you're a Instagram influencer, like if you're a girl and you're posting a lot of photos on Instagram and you have a lot of followers, you're probably getting guys who are direct messaging you.
Yeah.
I think
Very true.
that's it though.
Oh, Paige just
Actually, I've
guys just
heard
DM girls a lot out of nowhere. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what Austin was just saying. Yeah, I
Oh.
can see that being the case too.
I've heard of this being a thing, right?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Well,
Slide
especially
in.
if
No,
you-
but
yeah.
I've heard of like Instagram famous girls like ending up with guys who aren't social media celebrities. or,
Correct.
Like, they're just normal dudes who DM'd them.
Yeah. And so I think that's the thing,
Whoa.
right? Is that you would need to be like relatively Instagram famous-ish. JT said, "Oh, I get what you're asking. A lot of people just slide into DMs and actually start dating. A lot of people take that more serious than any dating apps."
Interesting.
I feel like
guess
the
it's a
only-
bit more bold.
And I feel like it is more bold for sure. It's more bold for sure.
Very
And
personal.
It's personal, and the thing is too is like I feel like it would feel more unexpected. It feels more spontaneous. Like it's like the difference in like if you were on Tinder and or I'm trying to think of like a good analogy. Okay, so say that you're a stripper, right? This is gonna be it's gonna make sense. Trust me. Say that you're a
Relatable, yep.
stripper and you're at the strip club. Guys are gonna be telling you that you're super hot all night long, right? Every single night, all night long. And you're just gonna be going like, thanks. But then like say that you're off work one day and you just go to a bar and some guy walks up to you at the bar and tells you like, hey, you're really hot. Hey,
Yeah, really different.
Synth Nickel,
Whoa, wait,
thank
actually-
you. Yeah, it's gonna be super different if that same guy, like if somebody goes up to that same girl at a bar and says, "Hey, I think you're really beautiful," she's probably gonna take it more serious because it's unexpected, and it's in a like a little bit more of an intimate setting. You know what I mean? Like Tinder being the strip club, like you know what you're gonna get while you're there. You're gonna get a "Wow, you're so beautiful. You're the hottest girl I've ever seen." You're gonna get all these comments like just as a given almost for being on that app. Whereas like on Instagram, you're not expecting that. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that
Austin?
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, I see the. Yeah, I see the. thing you're trying to say.
However, I could see that changing. I could see that.
It's like
as
people
more
saying
girls
that to
start
them
get
out of
DMs.
context.
For
Where
sure.
like in context is at the strip club. Out of context, it's like, whoa, someone said it to me out of context.
Exactly. And it's what Austin just said. I could see that changing as girls get more and more DMs and people start getting more brazen for sure. And the like the thing has started kind of changing, whereas like it is a bit of a meme, like sliding into somebody's DMs within the last few years. Like if that would have happened at the invent of Instagram, I'm sure it was crazy rare, but it's getting more and more common now, you know. Cynthical said, "What's up, bro? Not a whole lot, man. We were just out here hanging out, talking some dating advice." JT said, "Very bold, direct, and you see more of their lives already, even though, of course, people are only posting what they want. Like, you see the content for years before that." It's a good point. You get to see a further take back than just like the tailored 10 pictures on Tinder. I could see that. Paige said, "I guess it depends on what you mean by famous, and it's not always super strangers. Maybe just a mutual who saw you tagged in a photo." Yeah, I don't necessarily mean famous when I was just like saying you need to be relatively Instagram famous. I think you need to have, just a handful of followers. Like, especially for that to work, you most likely don't know the person that's DMing you super, super well. So yeah, it's probably like you said, it could be a friend of a friend, or you would have to have followers.
You know what's interesting? I realize for guys and girls it's different. Like it might not apply to everyone, but I know at least for like some of the celebrities and rappers who've talked about like dating girls from Instagram, they prefer the girls with less followers.
For sure,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
They don't want them to be famous. They don't want them to be known by anyone.
Of course,
They like 1,000 followers in a private account is like ideal.
Yep. And yeah, it becomes it goes down to like the secretiveness of it as well. Like they want somebody who's not probably being DM'd by a million different people, you know?
Yeah.
Cynthical said, "How do you guys feel about Andrew Tate, if you know who that is?"
Yeah, we kind of we were talking about Taint earlier a little bit.
Yeah, we were.
Entertain.
Good guy.
I think our opinions are, I think a bit of it is character, but we'd like that we think that there's certain gems that maybe the modern man should actually pay attention and listen to.
Yeah.
I think the shit about him having multiple girlfriends because he can, I think that shit's like hilarious to me.
I agree.
See?
I literally saw the clip on TikTok the other day of him saying like, he was like, if I love a girl and I just go out and hook up with another girl and then come back home to my girlfriend and I only love her, he's like, I just see that as practice sex. And he's like, but if my girlfriend even talks to another guy, that's cheating. And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like,
Yeah, that
where
type of stuff
are you
is
getting
like
this shit from, dude?
right?
It's got to be the character.
Like, no.
JC said, I've actually heard of a lot of influencers saying that they want people who have no social media presence to be their significant others. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Yeah. Posting disc. Paige said, I mean, isn't that the whole red pill thing?
Is what the red pill thing?
Yeah, I was gonna
The
say.
whole influencer.
Oh, like you were talking about Fresh and Fit. They don't believe in
Polygamous hypergamy.
what is that?
Great, dude.
What
I
is
love it.
polygamous
Nice.
hypergamy?
Okay, so let's go through our
Just
words
a
here.
lot
So
I know what
polygamy.
polygamous means.
Fucking
Yeah.
Polygamy is, and then hypergamy is that you are dating up.
Just a lot of
So you were
fucking.
dating hyper. So hyper means you were dating up.
Okay.
So you were dating like higher status people. So you are polygamously just dating up.
Okay.
Am I saying that right or wrong? Like, women are hypergamous. I think that's the idea, right? That women tend to date for status. Isn't that right, Paige? Help me out here.
It's hilarious. I like that term.
Yeah, that's what
hypergamy.
these Fresh and Fit guys did. I was doing my research. I was doing my homework
Yeah.
for y'all. And I was listening to them talk. I only listened to one thing, but I listened to them talk a little bit. And what do I have to say, right? I have to say, I think one of them is like pretends to be Andrew Tate. And then the other one, actually, I said this on the last stream about them too, is I think one of them is kind of Dave Ramsey. And in the thing I was listening to them on today, literally his friend's like, oh, homie just listens to Dave Ramsey all the time. And I was like, I knew this dude was a Dave Ramsey guy. But so I think one of them is okay. He's like kind of conservative. He just says, be smart with your
The one
money,
that
and
doesn't talk.
invest smart, save your money. And then the other guy's like, bro, you gotta have multiple girlfriends, bro. I mean, if you don't, she's gonna cheat on you. Like that's like it's that type of culture, right? It's ridiculous.
Dallas Cowboys Baby Shark said, will you please play, and then typed out the title of the video on YouTube next, please. If you can get us a link to that and then post it in the Discord, there's definitely a chance that we will be able to check it out on this stream. Paige said basically they believe rich men should be able to date like 20 women of a lower class. Yeah, and then he said, yeah. JC said like Jalen's doing right now, talking about what you're saying, dating up. Paige
I'll watch
said,
this video.
but the women can't date others. Interesting. So only the guys can date
That's
other
a
people and the
21
girls
minute
can't.
video. We'll have to come back to that.
Okay,
Because
if
they're
you can give it a
not-
skim.
because
It's
they're-
21 minutes.
I just meant if there's like, do you know how to use the peak viewed feature on YouTube?
Peak viewed pic feature.
Like if you like
You
slide,
scroll through it.
yeah, scroll through it and it'll tell you what the highest viewed part of the video is. And then we can take a look at that.
At the very end.
Okay, perfect. So if that's good, then we can pull it up.
Yeah.
Reflex said, "Facts. Just look at Trump. Man's a stud. The women can't date others at all. Only the rich men can date multiple women. So I think this debate is the funniest shit I've ever seen. One-sided polygamy. Okay, that's exactly that
Women
makes
can't
sense to
date
say
others
it.
at all. Only rich men can date multiple women.
Synthical said, "I'll try and
Yeah,
get a
see.
shorter version."
I
No,
do think
no worries. We
we
can
had
take
Weird,
the
that's
end,
toxic.
end clip out.
we had some people talking, and we were talking about this earlier because we've been kind of live for a little bit, and then we were also live on another one of our friends' streams talking about this topic more or less. And I think the basic idea is that like open. I think, in my opinion, or at least what I think a lot of us are agreeing with, and I don't want to speak for everyone here because I think some people are okay with, like, we all have different opinions, but an open relationship where both sides
You're
are
walking down the
actually
street with
open
your
is
chick.
much different than like what Andrew Tate is doing, where he's allowed to be open, but all these other girls can't be open. And then for whatever reason you want to say it is because, oh, well, it's because he has all the money and he has all the status. You know what I mean? It's like, that's where I go like, okay, just because you can get away with it doesn't, and maybe I'm like super being a Christian here or whatever, but like, just because you can get away with something doesn't mean it's right?
I agree with that. Yeah.
All right, what do we
Just
have
like
something-
the age of consent here in Nevada is 16.
Yeah, just because
you're
it
gonna
is,
go
you
and
should,
date-
yeah, you
yeah.
should do it.
Are we okay with that? Like,
Well,
hell
no,
no.
that's fucking weird.
Straddle.
Oh,
Even
I
18
thought you were
we were
going
talking
a
about this,
different way.
Jalen. Remember,
No.
we were like, oh yeah. So technically, all right, it's legal. Like 18-year-old girl. Like, what do you
Yeah.
gonna talk to an 18-year-old girl about?
For sure. Yep. We did talk about this
That's
last time I
the
was at your
point.
house. Yeah.
Why?
So fucking weird.
But no, what's the appeal in an 18-year-old girl? It's not to talk to her.
Exactly. Yeah,
So like
exactly.
malleable,
Yeah.
like you can
Yeah.
hold them.
It's not a very ethical appeal, for sure.
Polygamous hypergamy.
Straddle Luke said, "Hey, my friend, A. Bernie Gross shouted you out. Hey, sick. If that's true, that's badass. Hell yeah. Chopper going crazy with the bits. Let's go. Yeah, Chop is going stupid with the bits. It's giving the notification, but I wish it would play the sound. I don't know why it's not. I've been trying, but
So how do you say
Thank you, Chuck,
say
for the
that
bits.
guy's? Can I just call you Luke? Strata Luke? Is that how you say it? Strata Luke?
yeah, I would assume.
Thanks, dude.
Straddle him.
So who's this guy? Let us know. I'm curious, dude. I'm just curious how you found the stream real quick. If you don't mind typing a little bit more
Yeah.
for us, my brother.
Do you think his online classes on how to get rich is a scam? Of course, it's a
Of
scam.
course it's a scam, but here's the thing, dude. What's wild is before we were getting into this, I was kind of talking about how we should, not that we should do something like this because we're just getting started, but I was talking about how streamers
Daddy,
should
chill.
actually do this with like coins.
Hey, Iron Man, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Look out, yeah, that's Omari. we're just like so
Alright.
used to like just.
And
Like,
he said
know.
you should say the name again. I got you. A.
It's funny how like the. Oh, I get it. It's a joke. It's like one of those.
I
like-
know, and I'm normally really good at those, and I don't understand that one.
Daddy, chill.
Hey, Strata Luke, thank you for the follow. Does anybody understand this one? A.
No, I don't get it. Is it I? I think it's I.
I.
think you should say the name again.
Bernie grows. Bernie grows. I'm trying
Oh.
to say it.
I'm
Oh,
getting it.
no.
Oh, I
Oh
get it, dude.
Jesus.
It took a second. I said A, I think.
All right, dude.
I don't know if I said
Damn
I.
it.
That's a good one.
Get out of here,
I
dude.
said A too. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I said it as A. I don't know why I read it as A. I love how long it took.
Nice.
Classic. Classic. Thank you for the follow, Strata. Thank you.
Oh, I wasn't saying it
got
right.
your
That's
ass,
why.
dude.
That's why
Yeah,
I wasn't-
nobody was saying it right. Everybody was like, wait, what? Oh, yeah, Julia got it a long time ago. She just texted it to me. She's like, is this what they're trying to say? That's hilarious.
Damn, so that
Reflex
is
said
a
that's going
scam.
down in history.
So
Classic.
anyways, so it's like with Tate, like I don't know, dude. And honestly, a part of him too, like I think so here's the thing. It is kind of scammy, but if they feel like the product they're getting is worth paying for, I almost kind of don't feel bad for them. And I'm generally speaking, when it comes to like those things when people say, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, I don't really know. Like sometimes I'm okay with it. Sometimes I don't think all pyramid schemes should be illegal. Like I was talking about with our coins, like how every channel should have a coin. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's okay. Like if people actually feel like they're getting value out of it, who are you to say that they're not getting value out of it? You know what I mean? So like, you know what I mean? If you feel like you actually are getting, like, I don't know. I think he's okay to run Hustlers University. I think it's a really smart way to grow your brand, because if a cool part about being a part of Hustlers University is like it gives you incentive to because the more people that join, the more people you can have under your wing or whatever and make more money. So it gives you incentive to like shout out influencers. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
It makes it so that your viewers are actually shouting you out for you.
For sure, yeah. Hey, here, I do want to see this this clip real quick that who was it that posted it earlier? Synthical, I believe, posted it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just the end of this video with Andrew Tate, Aiden Ross,
All right, let's watch
QXD
it.
Trainwreck.
Dude, look at
Just 'cause
okay,
it's
look
very
at this guy.
topical.
Doesn't that guy look his room almost looks exactly like our room?
This guy?
We're a little whitewashed, but
He posted a 5-minute clip of it. just
Oh,
now.
did he?
Yeah,
Is it the same clip?
it's from the same.
Okay, this is
From the
fine then.
same
We'll
thing.
watch the most viewed part of this one. I'm sure it'll be just as relevant.
History shows it's true. And for you to sit here and say, if someone breaks into my house, I have no duty at all to protect my woman. If she's scared and crying, I might send her ass down there because I can't shoot.
I've seen
Shows that you
this.
have no intrinsic desire to
'Cause-
protect or
so who's
provide
this guy in the
on
bottom
behalf of
right?
that female, which is why you have
XQC?
no frame in your
Yeah.
relationship.
So he makes like a weird argument, but the only thing I
dude.
know
Well,
about
you
XQC,
gotta give him a break.
he's foreigner, right?
He's from Quebec. The
Yeah.
Canadians are a little different, dude. So you got to give him a break.
For sure, yeah. The only thing I know about XQC, like my favorite XQC clip, is the. Have you seen the Thermos clip? We should watch that clip next if you haven't
we'll
seen
watch
it.
that next.
But he's like talking about. He's like, "What's that thing that you like? That you drink soup out of?" He's like, "I believe it's called a thermos."
Oh yeah.
And everybody's like, "Thermos, like the cup?" And he's like, "No, it's a bowl. The thermos." And he just keeps saying thermos. He's like, it keeps your soup hot. And everybody's like, the thing to keep your fucking coffee hot, like a thermos. He's like, no, it's not the same. It's not the same. And he just argues for like 10 minutes about it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's him, right? I do that too. I have a bad problem of doing that too. No.
Yeah.
Hold on. I do that.
Say
all-
you send her ass to the club to get fucked by somebody.
Okay, Tate.
In a conversation, I've wasted enough of my life.
No.
See, he does it right
Let
there.
me know.
Yeah.
But to sit here and talk to a man who thinks he can send his chick downstairs to fucking engage armed men, I know I'm wasting my time.
To be fair,
Oh, that didn't really show a good part of it. Damn it.
Okay, what is the other video he sent?
Yeah. Let me see what this other video
Save
is.
us.
Did he just leave?
What? No, that was just the end of that clip. It like wasn't it wasn't a great part of
Things
it.
that you disagree with and give your
Oh okay.
things that you disagree with and
Yeah.
give your argument as to why it's not true. You can't just say I
can't drive.
Woman can't drive was one of them. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
So you don't think that men are overall better drivers than women?
No.
So when you see the worst parking you've ever seen in your life,
Aiden
you
Ross
don't
like
think
knows
it's more-
too. He's just like Aiden Ross is just sitting there just chuckling the whole time. He knows exactly what's happening.
Little shitster, dude. Little shitster.
Likely to be a female. So
Yo.
it's just as equally likely to be a man in your view.
crazy, bro.
When I see, exactly what you just said. Yes.
Then that's your opinion. What's the argument?
Like I said, it's not. It doesn't have to be an opinion, right? That's at least your anecdotal evidence, which is like kind of a bias, right? when you want to bring out things like women can't drive, you're gonna go with stats, and your stats are off. You're just wrong about them.
No, everyone is firstly, when you talk about biases, absolutely everybody is biased to their own personal experiences, right? If I had been in 5 car crashes and all 5 of them were driven by women by coincidence, I'm going to be biased. I'm going to believe that women are less capable.
Yo.
And
Aiden's reactions are just great. He just sits there silent the whole time. And as soon as Andrew Tate starts saying some crazy shit, he's like, yo. But then he just keeps letting him talk. Beautiful.
To sit here and pretend you're not biased and you're beyond biases is bullshit. That's the first thing.
Okay.
We're all biased.
Okay, and then like a natural, good, educated human being, you're probably gonna go on the internet and find some study that maybe you're right about it, and then you're gonna figure out that you're wrong.
Study. Oh yeah, the internet study. Oh, why didn't I think of just following the internet study and not
You're
think
right, because we could have gone fucking Tate's
my own
experience
personal
instead.
experience? Why don't I ignore all my own personal experience and obey the internet study and get my 5th injection and just do everything the internet says?
You're
In
right.
my personal experiences, females.
That
are
better
I
be
love that
driving
too, like that inside baseball. Like it shows in the clip, like it's very clearly like screen recorded from Aiden's side, and he's just frantically just disconnecting everybody else's videos just so you can see Tate and XQC better. That's beautiful.
as males. That's my personal experience. You can't come along and tell me that's not true.
And he muted
So,
himself.
and I
too.
don't give a
Yeah.
shit. Study.
The
So
next time
again,
we have a problem with science or some shit or physics, why go to the internet or talk to some
Yeah,
experts? Let's go
I
ask
know, right? The
Tate's
scuffed
experience on it.
internet.
He'll have
He
the answer to it,
does he
right?
hide his? I
You
feel like he
fucking-
hides his
Sorry.
accent.
Sorry,
He tries to a
no,
little
no,
bit,
just-
but he also
I
kind of
got
lets it
sorry
go.
about
it's
Yeah,
fine.
when he
That's
gets
what
angry,
Twitch
but I
does.
feel like he tries to be American.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. That's pretty true.
Conversation would be very different in person.
Well, that part's
Austin,
not
you're
true
talking
for
over
me.
the roast,
It's the
man.
internet. But
Stop.
that's fine. That's the internet.
What? Are you like? I was gonna say, is it late? Maybe, yeah.
Well,
I can make that standard.
my personal experiences dictate to me, as all of your personal experiences dictate to you, certain realities about the earth. And in my personal experience, every car crash I've been in, every time my car's been hit, the worst parking I've ever seen has always been by a female. Now, I'm not saying females are bad people. I'm saying they're better than men at other things.
Okay.
Men have, if you want to talk about internet studies, because you seem to believe internet studies for some reason, even though
Hey, Reflex redeemed the Halo vocals. Thank you, Reflex.
Don't dish gallops. They one thing on topic at a time.
no, studies are the biggest lies on earth. But if you want to talk about studies, it's been proven that females do not have the same kind of.
This is just coming together so beautifully right now. The Halo vocals with Andrew Tate just screaming in the background.
And yet, they
I'm gonna be a little biased. I don't like women.
on the road than women.
Cool. So we
So
have
they have,
studies.
so they have less tools.
Don't know who that was.
Studies-
Sorry.
Yes,
So
they
we have-
cause more accidents, but according to your experience, they cause
We
more
never
accidents. So
moved.
you're right. So you
So
are
we-
right.
Correct. And we have studies that conflict. And in my
Wait, how did he get into
I don't know.
delete him, dude? God damn.
Yeah.
Forgot we were.
Oh Jesus.
Sorry about that. We weren't in
Yeah, I
live.
thought this was
Yeah. It's supposed to be.
No, we
Yeah.
never moved. You came back, but we never switched.
Wait, you say? Never switched to live?
No, like it was still in the boys chat, like or the gamer girls chat.
Oh, that would make
Yeah.
a lot more sense. Yeah.
They
We were
got in.
supposed to when
They
you
got
came
in this
back,
one
but
though.
we
I
didn't.
thought this was permission only.
If
It
we were
is.
in live, yeah.
But the
Amari
dudes
was
never-
just saying
it
that
was
we were
under-
in
Game
we were
Girls.
in Gamer Girls, yeah.
Yeah, but they came into live though.
I think Jalen pulled him.
Oh
out.
yeah, I pulled them into live because we were in. I pulled them out of our channel into another channel, so I was just trying to get it to a different channel.
Jalen pulled him out of live, and then he went into live, so he was still in. and then
Oh,
he had to
that's
pull
what
him
happened.
out
Yeah,
Again.
whatever. Yeah, I just tried to do a drag and drop into
Slipping on that one. Whoops.
a different channel. Yeah.
if a woman. is
I
dying,
told
that's
him.
my
I told
personal
you to go into
experience.
Gamer Girls at the beginning of the thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, I didn't realize we never left it.
You want to sit here hoping that if you keep saying women
Bro,
can drive, you might
what's
get a
up?
girl. That's your decision. But
Oh,
in my
on that
personal
note,
experiences,
it's
that's not the
6:30.
case. I don't know why we sit here and argue
sorry
about
about
it.
that.
Perfect. Then in that case,
Nah, it's all cool.
in that case,
It was really
in that
awesome
case,
talking to
then
you
what
guys.
you're
Good
saying
night,
is
dude.
that
Great
if
conversations.
since you're such a smart
GG.
being,
Shell.
you
Have a
go to
good night,
the
man.
casino
Thank
and
you
there's
so much for
there's
talking with us.
60% red squares and 40%
No
black
problem.
ones, right?
Definitely tune in
60,
later.
40. You should bet on
Can't
the
chill.
40% black ones because that's how you're gonna make money. According to your analysis of these stats, right?
Those are the best Red
I
Bulls.
don't truly
Are
understand
those
you
Red
now.
Bulls? Those aren't Red Bulls.
And it's simple.
Uh,
Very simple.
Is that not the white Red
Very
Bull?
simple.
I
Like,
can't
like,
tell,
like I
but it's
just
not.
said, according to your
Is the white Red
interpretation-
Bull the air one or whatever?
No, it's coconut.
That's what it is.
get it
of
either,
the
chat,
stats
I'm
on
gonna
the
be
internet
honest.
or whatever, right? You would bet on the 40% outcome instead of 60%, and you're saying this is a good bet.
Oh, bro, I know, and I mean this with respect. I know, and I mean
My
this with
stomach
respect. I know
hurts
the internet's
so
your life,
bad
right?
from that
I don't
fucking
use
milk
the
shot.
internet for stats when I get into a car with a bitch.
God.
I don't go and go, okay, well, she's blonde. Let me look up the blonde chicks. Can they drive? Da-da. I get in a car and I look at her driving and go, and this bitch can't drive. That's what I do, right? And any man who's honest with himself has been in the car with a chick who's driving on some wild ass, crazy, texting on her phone, risking everyone's life. Every man knows I'm telling the truth.
Okay.
I know you can't say it.
Okay.
You don't want to get canceled. Blah
Canceled.
blah blah. You sit here and say when you get in a car,
No worries,
you look up an
Reflex.
internet study first. Shut up. What are you talking?
That's what I get for taking the milk and
A
whiskey.
bad driver on the road that you can see is a bad driver. I don't give a fuck if they're old, if they're missing both fucking hands, if they're a guy, if they're white, they're black. I don't give a fuck. That person can't fucking drive. They can't fucking drive. I don't say, oh, I'm gonna go to the study. Oh, I'm gonna do this.
Look,
Andrew Tate.
bro,
They
he's
can't
smiling,
fucking
bro.
drive. Let me break a little bit and fucking change lane, yo.
Yeah,
You gotta have a license.
he's just
I'm gonna
memeing
interject real
hard,
quick
bro.
with this,
Oh,
Willow
sorry, I didn't do the
here.
moi back. Mwah. There you go. But yeah, Tate's just memeing him hard for sure. You can tell the look on his face. Like
He's so
he goes
good
to
at it,
sip
man.
his Red Bull and he's just like cracking up, laughing, trying to hide behind his monitor. It's
That's
beautiful.
the truth, dude. Is that I think that there's a bit of a character, right? I think it is a bit of a character.
Yeah, it is for sure.
All right, dude. Let's watch Thermos.
This is the Thermos one.
Oh shit, he posted a street
Did you
beef
ever go to
video.
school and have
Street
those-
beef is pretty good sometimes.
What is it?
There's a lot of N-words.
So most retarded discussion history. Is this?
Marcy, did you ever go to
the
school and have
original?
those thermos? You know what I'm talking about? A thermos?
Thermals.
No, a thermos.
Thermals.
No,
Thermal
a
shirts?
thermos.
Is that like is like the water bottle? Thermal flask?
No, it's a thermos. You've had those,
Can you
I'm sure.
describe this?
The logo is kind of like it's kind of like a trapezus.
Okay, can you describe it for pieces?
Okay. So it's a square, but it's like if you pushed it and it went sideways.
A trap pieces.
It's like a diamond.
No. But then turn it 45 degrees to the right.
A trapezoid.
Yeah, trapezoid.
It's
But it's not trapezus.
What a thermos
stupid.
is?
No, the logo looks like a trapezus.
Okay, and what is a thermos? Like, what is the object it does?
It keeps your soup hot. Moxie, did you ever go to school and have those
It
thermos?
keeps your soup hot. that whole conversation is just like, it's just so unbearable to watch.
God. Monkey brain moment, dude.
You ever had a thermos? Thermals? Thermos. Thermals?
It's weird, dude. It's like French Canadians are just a different type, you know. It's like South Park did the whole thing about Canadians, you know,
Yeah.
like how they talk differently. Ooh, we got a first-time chatter, dude. Thank you for coming into the chat, dude.
Hey. What's going on? He said you should react to Carrie teaches you how to time travel.
Interesting. What's that about? I've never seen that before. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of the creator though either.
I haven't either. Can we do the video about ending racism with that DJ for the new people? Yeah, we can put that on real quick.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we can put that on real quick and then we'll continue our conversation. And yeah, we'll definitely get into some more videos, guys. Don't worry. Who is that? David Guetta.
Here we go, guys. Y'all need to be fucking cleansed.
Yeah, let's we had some people come in try and ruin
Here
the
we go.
show.
Here we go.
We had some people come in and try and ruin the show. And just based off that, we gotta end this racism, you know? That's how I feel about it.
We're trying to make a positive impact and change on the world, and we want you guys to help be a part of it. All right. So here we go.
This record
Everyone just dance it out here.
is in honor of George Floyd. And I really hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult. So, shout out to his family.
still one of my favorite videos of the year. Just the I have a dream before the beat drop is like the chef's kiss. The chef's kiss. Oh yeah, Strada. Yeah, Chop could have accidentally hit that. We'll work on getting you back in.
That's a good video.
Yeah, it's a super good video.
So fellas,
Yeah, it looks like you got the rest, Chop. It was literally just Luke. Luke should have been in still. Oh, let's see. Sorry. Brandon W in the Discord. I'm assuming. Sorry, I'm just trying to correlate names in the Twitch chat. I'm assuming that's Big Jaw. Is that you, Brandon W? Are you Big Jaw? Synthecal, are you? Oh, Reflex said that's me. Since when did you change your name? Is that what it was? Okay, I guess Reflex, you just changed your name, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm much confusion. Synthecal, are
Sorry,
you guys?
Luke, you can come back.
Are you guys into reacting to music? Yeah, we've been known to react to. He said no, it's the same. I guess I've just never seen your Discord name. Yeah, you can. Yeah, there you go. You're all good. Synthecal, if you have music that you want us to check out, you can definitely put it into the. Sorry, we have a music channel in the Discord. And if you put it in there, we're constantly using that channel so we can check it out.
all right. So
Do not.
let's get into something. Let's get into something fresh. Let's get into something fit.
I see what you did there.
Street beefs. All right. So what's street beefs? Someone explain to me what street beefs is.
Yeah, Chop said that he watches it.
It's just basically like they get like they'd find people like me and Jalen, and like me and Jalen have a problem with each other. They bring us into a fucking ring in the backyard. Yeah, they just
they just beat each other up. That's kind of badass.
Shit out of each other. It's
All
cool
right.
though.
All right. All right.
I got holy hell. They have a lot of
Definitely
subscribers on
not
their
semi-pro.
channel.
They're dog shit.
They have a
Most
lot
of those
of-
dudes are pretty dog shit, but yeah,
Semi-pro,
we'll call them
amateur.
semi-pro.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Reflex said, "Did you check out that link I sent you, Jay?" No, I haven't. I haven't been on that link yet, unfortunately. I still haven't saved it. I'm looking at it right here, and I'm still going to. I'm still gonna check it out. I just had a busy week at work. Ended up having to go out of town, some other stuff, but we will. I'll delve into it. Don't you worry.
Yeah, we got.
Shit
All right.
in your eyes,
So
Dave.
all right. So pivot from here. Should we go into some street beefs? Should we go into some other videos? I got a couple of topics we can go over. I got some things we can go over. We got a lot of different jumping off points, but what are you thinking?
We could just street beefs real quick if you want.
All right, let's do it.
Luke said it's either two guys who can't fight at all or one guy just beating the shit out of the other guy. Reflex said, "Don't be scared, just give it a click." I'm definitely not scared of it. I just, like I said, I haven't found the right time, I guess. You got to be in a specific mood to get into the kind of content that you had sent, and I just haven't been there. I haven't been there mentally yet, you know? Oh, that's hilarious. They put him in gloves too. That's really funny.
I mean, the song is Avenged Sevenfold. That
Oh,
one's okay.
I'll mute it. I'll mute the song. We'll listen to it with our lo-fi. So that's funny. It's like it's sanctioned. So like they're in a ring, and they have gloves and like legit gear, I guess.
I mean, there's a ref.
That's hilarious.
About it.
Reflex said plans for the rest of this year. Austin and Jay. You got any plans, Austin?
Well, I mean, in terms of for the stream, dude, I hope we just keep streaming more, and I want this thing to like kind of grow, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna grow, but I would like to continue our stream and make it better. I think that's probably one of the best ways to do it is just try to make the content better. I think we have like pretty much like I don't think we really need to go too much out of the way of a setup or anything like that, but like I just want to continue to like maybe try out a couple new ideas for the show. But I mean, I definitely have goals for like I kind of want the show to grow a little bit more than maybe like I think in the past we were just kind of like trying to figure out even what the show was even going to be, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I still think we're kind of trying to figure things out. But I definitely want to like actually grow a little bit of a viewer base now.
I agree. Hey, Big Jaw, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So I'm putting a lot more emphasis. I'm thinking more about this show. I'm thinking about like things to bring to the show, you know? This is great, dude. I love this. Okay, so I like to like I wish we kind of figure out why they have beef with each other. I like to think that like homie in the Celt, the Maryland Celt, he like I like to think that like he had a girlfriend and his girlfriend slept with that guy.
Yeah.
And so now they're gonna fight. You know what I mean?
I like also that
My God.
I like that the dude in the sweatpants is significantly bigger than the dude in the kilt. There seems to be a pretty like noticeable size difference.
Definitely.
Also, neither of them know how to throw punches.
No, not at all.
No, guy in the cutoffs was throwing nice body shots.
Was he?
Yeah,
I guess I
that's not
missed
bad.
it.
I mean, he's definitely putting a lot of effort into it. The other guy seems
He's
a little
throwing some
gassed.
decent body
I feel like you and me hit pads harder than these guys are hitting each other, but
I mean, these guys are hitting harder, but
They're
I mean,
gassed,
we're
bro.
better.
yeah, that's true.
And we also weigh like 80 pounds less than these dudes.
Easily, yeah. Yeah, I do agree, Austin. I would love to know what the
He's like,
what the beef is
you
here.
slept with my wife, man. He's like, look, bro, look, cuz she
I like to think that the white guy works in McDonald's and the black dude came through and messed up his order and didn't give him any ketchup with his chicken nuggies, dude.
No chicken nuggies, dude.
He shorted him on the chicken nuggies. Those Venom gloves are kind of sick though. Those orange ones.
Yeah,
Those are
like
fire.
Yeah.
Like those body shots are gnarly, dude. They're hurting. Look at him. He's putting his guard down. He don't want that anymore.
So what is the point of the little thing he's wearing around his the little? It's
So
like
he
a
doesn't get
crotch
punched in
guard?
in the dong. Yeah, it's literally so he doesn't
Dude, I love this technique, dude.
It's so
Come on,
goofy.
What's up? Jeez, guys, dude, just punch him.
Bro, the whole point is that you guys are fighting, bro. Punch him.
He's just tapping his head.
I love that there's like a crowd too.
Beat his man in a Call of Duty 1v1.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. COD, Orange Gloves wins all day.
Why?
He just looks more like a gamer.
Because he just owns him in the lobby afterwards.
Yeah. The lobby chat is just way better.
Ooh,
All right,
ooh,
Orange Gloves
oh,
feeling
okay,
it now.
all
Okay,
right,
there you
all
go.
right, all right,
Oh
the
my
ref's
God.
calling it,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
The
dude,
ref's
look at him.
calling it.
Those
Yeah,
punches
Orange
weren't
Gloves
that
went
bad.
off at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, those were decent
That's
body shots,
that's
dude.
really funny. That's funny content. I like that. I'm happy you posted that. It reminds me. I was watching the old school Kimbo Slice, like the backyard boxing videos.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that he used to do. Those were gnarly, dude.
Oh, yeah. Jorge Masvidal was in on those.
Yeah. Yep.
not even real reps. I mean, come on, man. Give
Yeah.
a break. I mean,
They're trying, man.
as long as there's a guy who's in there and he's not too biased, that's a rep.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Watch some KOs.
All right, so
Yeah, what are you thinking? I heard you say okay, so
yeah, I know. I'm trying to move into the next topic.
Yeah.
So, what is your guys' opinions?
Yep.
On that photo,
That's what I was thinking too.
what photo?
the UFO
Yeah.
photo.
Oh, the UFO photo.
What
Sorry.
do you say? What do you say? Jay? I
Um,
just want to get your opinion on it. You know what I mean?
I'm a proponent of the UFO situation. I think it's I mean,
It's
I don't know.
the
I
photo's
believe
really
in UFOs.
ambiguous. You know.
Yeah, I think
It seems like every single UFO photo they keep. The thing is, they keep putting out these UFO photos, and every time it's just like, that's not like the.
Synthecal said, "Wait, a photo? What photo? Here, we'll pull the photo up."
So
we were talking about it
yesterday,
earlier.
yesterday, the English Ministry of Defense. So this happened in England, in Scotland more specifically. There's been a photo that they had held in their files for like 30 years or something like this, and they had kept it secret, and it was sealed away, and it came out yesterday. So this is the photo of it right here. It was taken in Scotland, and you can see it's above a like a Scottish field. And you can see a little air, like an English. It's actually near an English, British air base.
Yeah.
So it's actually more specifically, it was near a British air base that actually was used by the American Air Force for reconnaissance. So it was actually a British air base that was actually used also, I believe, by Americans. So you have some people that are saying this could have been like secret American tech, and there's even like a dude who was going into Twitter about it and showing like it could be like type in Calvine UFO and then type in Aurora Project afterwards.
What is it? Aurora
Project.
or
And so the idea is that this could be because we all know about Area 51, but the story goes is that Area 51, we figured out about Area 51 such a long time ago. So the idea is that there's many US air bases around the world, and that many of these like top secret air bases that the US have, they've moved them to other places like England or like Scotland or like Australia is a big one,
Yeah.
right? Where there's just no one out there. And you don't have Americans peeking around looking like, where's Area 51? It's like no one cares over in Scotland. So that's where they do all the training now. Anyways, I guess there didn't really come up when you tripped.
You want images?
Yeah.
Synthecal said, "What do you guys think?" I'm a big believer in UFOs for sure. The one thing that we had kind of talked about was this. What you're looking for? The one thing that we kind of talked about before was the phenomena of Fata Morgana, which happens to ships all the time. And the thing with that is that it can basically make things appear like it happens to ships all the time, where ships will look like they're floating like 30 or 40, 50 feet off the water. And it looks super interesting. And so somebody was saying possibly that object could have been like a mountain that was Fata
Reflecting
Morgana
off
happening
of
to.
water.
Yeah.
However, if you type in go back to another image or another Google thing, like another page, and type in Calvine UFO photo, or where it was taken, you know what I mean? UFO area photo. Yeah, that's perfect. And then go to images. There's I scroll down. I kind of got weird. I think it's so that's
okay.
where it was. So
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? There's
Yeah,
no
there's no
water. That's more or less where it was.
Hey, baby, show me that Fata
show for stream.
Morgana.
Yeah, that does get interesting.
So the guy Mick West, who's the famous debunker, he debunks every single UFO, or he tries to, and he's basically become a meme at this point, because at first he said it was a kite, and then people laughed him out. So then he went, okay, hold on, let me try to make something else up. And then he said, oh, maybe it's a reflection off of a lake, of a mountain, but this is where it was taken. This is pretty much where it was taken. And so you clearly and the nearest body of water is like 40 miles in the opposite direction. So there's no water. And then now he's going with, well, I think they probably just faked it. Like they probably suspended something with a string and then somehow were able to, he's just changed it again. But anyways, and he's in his backyard currently trying to like show how you would have an object like this and how you would not show the string. It's hilarious. But anyways, he's like, I'm not trying to suggest this is what it is. I'm just showing how it could be done.
Yeah. Oh, this is the image you were looking for, huh?
Yeah, so that's the image, and then it goes into talking kind of about why. So as Nick Pope is like, he's the big guy. So Nick Pope is the UFO disclosure guy for England. So Nick Pope and Nick Pope's father actually worked for the UFO department essentially in England. So England had they were try to figure out what the Americans know about UFOs and there would be cases of UFOs and they would have to go and try to explain them away. And it was Nick Pope's job, and he got his job because his father had his job. It was his job, he comes out and says now, he was supposed to downplay. Every single time someone had a UFO, he was to go there and then downplay it. Purposely downplay it and purposely tell them that what they saw was either just some sort of weather balloon or some sort of weird thing. Anyway, so now he's famous in the UFO community, and he's talking about this, right? And so he mentions in 2001 that there were photographs of this, and that people in Parliament were trying to get rid of it, and they were fending off, it says right here, fending off a series of press and parliamentary questions, which is like Congress, about a hypothetical hypersonic US aircraft called Aurora. So the idea was that the US aircraft the US Army or the Navy, or the Air Force, was keeping the Aurora project, and they were using it in British air bases, in British airways, right? And so a lot of people in their parliament got rumors about this, and they said, we want to know about it. And it was Nick Pope's job to be like, that doesn't exist, it's fake. That was his job to say that, right?
Yeah.
So there's an idea that this is always what the idea of what the Aurora kind of looked like, this cylindrical shape, and that it was two-sided, mirrored on each side, diamond shaped, and that it could move hypersonic really quickly, right? And much like kind of what this photo kind of looks like. So you have some people hypothesizing maybe this is just a super secret American aircraft.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's possible. It is very similarly shaped, right? Super similarly shaped.
And these rumors were going around the same time as when this photo was taken.
And it has a jet in trail, that's not it, but it's got another jet following it. I don't know. It sounds interesting.
Yeah, it had it. But supposedly there was a couple of jets. That was just the only jet that was.
So I mean, I guess that theory about the Aurora thing could make sense, and that would make sense why they had other jets following it.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting one. Synthecal said, we can't be the only damn creatures in the universe that have trillions of planets and thousands of galaxies, but it's so perfectly shaped. Yeah, I agree with that. Hey, I do agree that it's a bit too perfectly shaped, right? I mean, it looks stereotypical,
If you go onto Twitter, go onto our Twitter, I retweeted. Since this photo's gone off, there's been other photos that have been found on the internet of photos of very similar looking craft. In fact, if you hear the stories of scroll down to, there's one, that's one. So you have another craft that looks very similar. So this was confirmed by at least 100 sailors. It was taken off the coast by the Brazilian Navy, and then it was sent. This photo was literally sent to the president of Brazil. It went up to his office, and it was seen on 8 different occasions within the span of these couple days by multiple different sailors. And if you look at that craft, it looks almost exactly like not that one, but Scroll back up though to look at that the one that we were just looking at. I mean, look at that. That has that very similar. It has the top goes up like that, then it goes
Yeah, it's
very
like diamond
cylindrical on the
shaped.
side, and then it's diamond shaped on the bottom.
Yeah, it does.
And
look
then
super
and then
similar.
this isn't even the one I was talking about. There's an even better one that actually is a video of one that looks almost exact. Keep scrolling down. No, that's a cool. I don't know what that is. That looks like just a munition, but then look at it. It does this thing. Watch. Why does it?
Vlad, look at that.
It's probably just a munition though. But look how it starts going down.
It could just be, like you said, guided munitions.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah, some sort of guided
Usually when you see the white tail like that, like it tends to be like a munition. Or
munition.
something.
Yeah, it's probably just a guided.
Be
Guided
careful
munition
on what
test.
you're. Yeah, don't.
Yeah,
show it
I'm
like
not.
That, but like, that was one of
Yes.
his first arguments, though. That was literally what he was trying to go with at first. But anyways, but then he obviously switched. But
That's great.
no, that's not it. That's weird too. Here it is. Okay, so go ahead and
Look, there's a
look at that. I mean, that's that very similar. It's a little bit more oblong.
Yeah.
That diamond shape, but I think this was down in like Mexico or somewhere. They're all they're speaking in Spanish, but Colombia. that's right.
Colombia, yeah.
And that thing just hovers there for a while. I mean, that looks
Yeah.
eerily similar to the craft that we saw, that diamond shaped craft. You know what I mean? And you heard very many stories of insiders say that like that's what these crafts look like, and you see this in the Go Fast. It's either the Go Fast or the Gimbal, but I believe it's the Go Fast one, where it's the one where they talk about it. No, I think it's actually the Gimbal one, because the Gimbal one is the one where it rotates. So in the one where it rotates, it looks like this, and what it does is that when it sits hovering, it hovers like that. But what these pilots said is when it wants to accelerate, what it does is instead of hovering like this, it turns like this.
Yeah,
and
it
then
tilts
goes
forward
that
and then
way.
accelerates. Yeah. So the propulsion is clearly coming out of the bottom part of it. Like,
If you can
if
say,
it,
I
if
think
it
it's,
has to tilt up.
I wouldn't even call it propulsion, because what they think is that it's not actually doing Newtonian propulsion where it's pushing something out the back so it can go forward.
Yeah.
It's actually more so that the targeting system. So what it's doing is it's literally, it needs to go down. It needs to target something in front of it. And then when it targets that thing in front of it, that's what gets it to zip to it. So when it's pulling down like that, it's like creating almost like it's putting it into a new mode to allow it to zip to things.
Interesting.
At least that's the idea. So it's not like propelling itself. It's more so that it's like
almost being attracted to it.
blinking
and-
itself into spots. It's
Gotcha.
like in Minecraft, it's like teleporting.
Okay.
That's a good way of it's teleporting.
Cynthical said people say UFOs travel at the speed of light, so if they stop, they are obviously stopping for something, abducting something, scouting more information on our species, and yet we know nothing about them.
That's what's creepy.
If this
dude.
is real, then they know more information on us than we do.
Oh,
on them,
absolutely.
and that's not.
And
good.
what they say is that these things will just hover there for sometimes hours. Like there's a great, if you're interested in UFOs, like Lieutenant General Graves, he was a Navy pilot, and you can look up Graves, Lieutenant Ryan Graves UFO, and he talks about it. He saw them all the time in the Navy. He was part of like a team. He was like a training team, and they end up like having a whole incursion with like UFOs off the East Coast for like a year and a half. And he talked about how they would see them every time. It was almost always the same, that they would see them and they would just be hovering there, and just sometimes hovering there for hours. And then when they wanted to leave, they would just start going out east into the ocean, and they were always going east into the ocean. That's what he said.
So my thing is like, so
and I want to sorry to cut you
you're
off,
good.
but the last thing I want to say is what I mean by hovering, and this has got to freak you out, and it freaks the pilots out, right? Is that when you're out there in the the air, the air as a pilot, it works very much like waves of the water. So like there's air and there's wind, so that it's all currents. So everything is like, if something is like moving, if something is staying still, like a balloon would stay still with the currents, right? It moves with the currents. As the currents are moving, it's moving.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, you can see that it's moving because it's moving with the currents, right? So what I mean by these things are hovering is the currents are going. Everything's like moving with the currents. That's how you see everything. That's how things move. Birds move with the currents. Everything moves with the currents. These things are stuck, not moving.
Yeah.
So it's like,
we do have some things that can stay relatively stuck, like aircraft that are like capable of VTOL, like vertical takeoff and lift.
yeah, like Harriers and stuff.
Yeah, like Harriers and
Yeah.
F-35s can do it. Those can stay
But-
relatively stable, right?
But they're doing it for to come up and out for like what, like 45 seconds or a minute and a
You
half.
can
or
you can
something?
hold a vertical lift in like an F-35. You can hold it for a pretty sustained amount of time. You're using propulsion to do that though, but it's relatively stable from the videos that I've seen. Not as stable as this, but relatively stable.
Right, but like obviously you can't do that in like 30,000 feet up. You're just doing that like above the ground as you're like lifting up. You're like
You're probably
propelling
doing
off the
it,
ground.
yeah, a few thousand.
You
feet,
don't
not
like
30,000.
People aren't like flying, like going like flying 700 miles an hour and then they stop on a dime and then start hovering.
No.
At, you know what I mean? The
No,
aircraft,
it would just
no
be
aircraft
straight
does
off
that.
the ground.
Yeah.
And then just sitting there.
These things are sitting many thousands of feet up in the air.
Yeah.
Staying still, not moving with the current. See, that's the thing, is that if it was a weather balloon or a fucking bird or anything like that, and it's staying still, oh, it's just staying still. Well, yeah, balloons kind of stay still a little bit. No, they move with the current.
Yeah.
These things are on the radar. They can tell they're not moving with the current, and that's what was freaking them out. And they would stay like that for hours. And so, oh, what if it's a drone? Drones can stay still like that. True. But after an hour or so, they need to go back home. Like, you know what I mean? Like a drone needs to go back home before it dies. That's the thing about a drone. Like you have to get up there and then before you die, you have to go back home. You can't just sit there and then when you die, it just dies.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So these things are staying out there for long periods of time and then they're going to the ocean to go home.
Yeah, and
Trippy.
And so that's my question too. Is like I said, like there's in this video, there's a plane that like flies underneath it. Like, why does? So my question is like, so let's assume this video is real. Why wouldn't that plane like go and intercept it?
What do you mean intercept it?
Like fly up to it, fly past it?
Why would a plane like fly up to another plane?
Because I mean that's like clearly a jet, like a militarized, like a
Yeah.
military jet.
Well, that's probably why it was flying, is because they were probably getting some planes up there to go look at the thing.
Maybe it's just like I've seen like fighter jets do intercepts, and like they don't normally do them at like 2,000 feet below. You would like fly right up on it.
Right. You have to remember too, this is like Colombia.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say anything, although I will
That's
say
true.
I would expect, and I hear stories all the time of when something like this happens in other airspaces, U.S. pilots do come.
Yeah.
Like it happens you hear it all the time in Brazil, where U.S. pilots have they've heard of, Brazil says they have UFO, and then there's U.S. pilots there. It
Yeah.
happens in Puerto Rico. It happens all the time. And I do want to say that there are tons. It's coming out now. We heard the story about the NDAs. That's all pilot NDAs, by the way, because there are some people who have came out and said that their NDAs were released. I didn't hear about a big sweeping lift, but I did hear that people are trying to get rid of NDAs. There are a lot of pilots that have these stories, and there are a lot of pilots that were that were told to go intercept UFOs. American pilots.
For sure, yeah.
There's people that are coming out. There's a good video I just watched recently of a dude who was told to go out and intercept a UFO. An older airman, but still. I mean, this has happened.
Yeah, it is wild.
There's a great story. Aaron Rodgers, a famous quarterback in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers, he saw a UFO, and it was being chased by two like in pattern fighter pilots. His story's pretty crazy that he tells.
Synthecal said, but look at the bottom middle of the UFO. It kind of looks like a suction to abduct things. I can kind of see it. Yeah, it is very like it's like diamond shape. It does look like it's like pointed downwards at the bottom for sure. Like it has like It's like tapered like a cone kind of towards the bottom. I had a funny story the other day that like definitely made me think UFOs in a sense. We were like flying around in Hurlong. Like I won't get like too crazy into it. But we were flying around and it was 2 planes. So obviously like you're gonna see like your buddy plane on the radar with you a bunch. And then like all of a sudden like the radar blipped that there was somebody like above and in front of us slightly. And we like lost the radar from the other plane that we were flying with. They were supposed to be behind us. And like went and looked and we were like looking around. And they were like asking people if they could like see out the windows to see where the other plane was, because we thought maybe they just like overflew us on accident. So I look out of my window like facing backwards and I can still see the plane like behind us. And so I'm like, oh, like I see the plane behind us. And they're like, okay, weird. Like it must just be like, sometimes they'll call them like phantom radar blips. Like you'll just get like the radar like fucks up for whatever reason.
Sure.
And then the radar blipped that it was 1,000 feet below us. And then the radar blipped that it was 1,000 feet above us. And then the radar blipped that it was off our right wing. And then it went underneath us and then off our left wing. And then was like behind us, in front of us, behind us, in front of us for like 10 minutes. This thing was just like all over our radar, like zipping and zooming. And so like we were all posted up in windows, like looking around at like every angle and couldn't see anything. But it was like super weird. And I was like, whoa, like now I know how like kind of how like those like Navy guys feel when you're like getting all these like super weird. And then like we got back and they were just like, oh, must have just been like phantom movement on our radar.
Right.
And then like
Well,
the
so
other
wasn't-
plane didn't.
The other plane wasn't showing up.
No, but the other plane, we talked to them afterwards and they had us on their radar and they weren't getting the phantom thing.
Right. That makes sense.
And so that's what we were like, okay.
That's probably just a bug.
We were like, it was probably a bug on our end.
Yeah.
If they would have seen it on their radar too, then it would have been
That
like,
would've been,
whoa,
like, trippy,
yeah.
yeah.
But they didn't have anything on our radar. They just saw us stationary the whole time. So
I mean, it could have even been like
Reflex said, but what are the odds that the radars malfunction? Yeah, I mean,
they do malfunction though.
they malfunction on occasion.
What are the
Yeah.
odds though if they both malfunction? But you could,
Correct.
You could total like debunker and be like, well, it could have been like sun rays were coming in and affecting both the machines or whatever. I don't know what affects radar. I think it's radio waves, but
Yeah, I agree. There could have been some way that they tried to play it off, but it was a weird
always
situation.
it is always good to get like multiple measurements from your instruments because like you can't always absolutely trust instruments.
Oh, and
but-
that's why visual cues are always the best one. That's why they just put somebody in every window and said, look out of the plane, see if you can see something. Like
It's also really easy though, or I shouldn't say easy. I think it also is like people are pretty good though too oftentimes on like sensing if whether or not something is malfunctioning, right? Like you can tell if something is like okay, this seems like something's malfunctioning, or if something's like, okay, I think this is actually legitimately something that's going on here. I'm not saying you can always do it right, but I think that like people have pretty good hunches when it comes to that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, if like, you immediately go, okay, maybe it's just a malfunction because it's doing something, like especially odd.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a weird situation.
Anyways, I mean, dude, keep your eyes open. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I think a huge thing we were talking about earlier with the NDAs, like NDAs are important, but I think even more than NDAs is just like the stigma. Like so many, what I hear from like the UFO community all the time, because a lot of the people in the UFO community, surprisingly or not, are actually people who are in the air community, right?
Yeah.
Like people who are pilots, people
Sure,
who are
yeah.
fluid pilots, people in the Air Force. Or
That's the place you're gonna run into them, right? Like more frequently.
But a lot of times what you hear them say is a lot of them are always like the thing is like, I've never seen anything. And if I ever did see anything, I certainly wouldn't tell anyone because I would lose my job. Because they go, okay, you're not sane to fly and you can't fly. And that was a super big scare that all the pilots were worried about, was that they
a
wouldn't,
common stigma,
that
yeah.
if you were in the Air Force or the Navy and you saw something, because a lot of people did, if you ever talked about it,
They would think you were a crazy
you
person.
probably wouldn't be able to get your commercial license.
Yeah.
Because then it would get out and people would hear about it in the Army, and so you wouldn't be able to get. But the story goes is that, like, I hear this from pilots, that on YouTube and stuff, right? That are in the community where they go like, yeah, but you can always, it was always like a weird thing where like, you know, if you, you know, oh, well, you know, that being said, you know, like I won't ever tell you if I ever see anything. But that being said, you know, like Gary over there, he's super, you know, he's one of the old vets. He has a crazy story, and if you get really, really close to him, he might tell you one day, you know what I mean? And it's like one of those things where like there are some guys that have some crazy stories, and they really don't like talking about it, and you'll probably never hear well, in fact, we'll never hear the crazy stories.
Yeah.
Like we'll never hear them. But like I'm telling you, they exist, and to think that like, oh no, there's no way, like if somebody had stories, they'd get out. It's like you'd be surprised what ridicule and like I don't know what the word is, but they have a good way of like being like, hey, don't ever talk about this, or else people will say you're crazy, and we'll call you crazy.
For sure.
I really believe that. There's a big sort of insensitive like emphasis to get people to just not talk about it.
I agree. Something said, have you guys ever heard of the Mandela effect? Yeah. So we were actually talking about the Mandela effect at work earlier. Mandela effect's an interesting one. I'll go down some deep rabbit holes in the Mandela effect. Tell me, peeps, do you believe that ghosts are real? That's another good topic. I do. What do you think? Do you think ghosts are real? I have a ghost story or two. Yeah.
I like to describe it as like I think the best way I've heard it described, and it's definitely not my word. Like it comes from like Linda Moulton Howe or Jacques Vallée, the high strangeness. And I like this phrase because I think a lot of these things are actually probably like, I think that they could or could not, but I think that we may want to start looking at a lot of these things as like maybe being related or being interconnected in some way.
Okay.
So when it comes to the whole UFO topic, when it comes to the whole ghost topic, I think that these things might be a little bit more connected than we may have any idea. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what it means, but I think that it might be the same thing. And even when it comes to like Bigfoot, I think Bigfoot might be a part of it too.
Yeah.
So I think high strangeness, I believe in it all, dude. The chupacabra, like who knows?
The Rancho Chupacabra.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
So I call it high strangeness. I don't know if that stuff exists, and I think maybe some of it exists, but I think all of it's worth looking at, dude.
Yeah, of course.
Dude, I'll say one. This is crazy. I never thought I was gonna say this, but I'm only gonna say this because I heard it on the internet recently. So recently I watched like a Joe Rogan podcast because it was about UFOs.
Okay.
So Jeremy Corbell, he's this guy who makes UFO documentaries. He went on recently to Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking about like UFOs, and they were just talking about this, dude. So like I thought I saw this thing one time. Like I've always said that I never told anybody this story because I was just like, I'm pretty sure I felt like I was driving home one night and I looked up and I saw something in the sky or whatever, but I was like, I felt like I was just like maybe tired and seeing things, so I just totally shrugged it off. But I like definitely saw something, right? But like I just shrugged it off as being like, I probably didn't see anything. I'm driving, so like I only got a quick glance at it.
Yeah.
But so I've never said, I never wanted to say anything, but there's no reason to say anything about it because you know you don't want to be loony or whatever and say you see things. But like I was listening to Jeremy Corbell, and he said that like he was talking about some of the things that the thing that they see. They see a couple different things. They see this diamond thing, or sometimes it's shaped like cigar or diamond shaped kind of.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cigar shape or tic tac shape.
Yeah.
There's the diamond shape, so that's another one. And then there's the sphere within the box, which that's what a lot of the Navy pilots were seeing off the East Coast.
Yep.
Was like a sphere within a box, a clear box. So it was like a bright sphere within a clear box.
Okay.
Whatever. I mean, I don't even know how you can imagine what that would look like, but that's what they said it kind of looked like. And those things have been seen for like decades, supposedly. The
Yeah.
spheres out inside the box. And then the one that he mentioned, which is what I felt like I kind of saw, dude. And I was, it sounds so strange, but I swear to God, Jeremy Corbell said it on the Joe Rogan podcast. He said that they're like jellyfish looking.
Weird.
Yeah. And I was driving home one night. It was here in Reno, and it was like over you're going up 395, and it was over like where, like right at the North McCarran as you're going up, you know, like going to Winco on the right, and then over on the left there's like that whole area that's like a hill, kind of. It was like much above way up in the air a little bit, but not super up in the air, maybe like 1,000 feet up in the air or something. It was like it looked like three like translucent, super shadowy, I only got a glimpse of it out of my eye, but it was like three jellyfish looking things.
Weird.
And I probably would never, and who knows, dude. It was like I said, I was driving home, it was nighttime, and it was probably just a glimpse, and I would never ever say that I saw that unless I had heard him saying that. But like supposedly people have seen these like jellyfish like looking things.
Yeah, me and Julia saw something weird over in that area too one time, and then we circled back around and it was like a weird light thing.
Like what type of light? Like dude, I know what's gotten me is those types of lights that they let off for people, you know, where they put the candle inside.
Oh yeah.
Thing, and then they light
vigil, like the floating bags, the candles.
Those
in
have
them.
got me for a second. I was like, what is that thing?
For sure, yeah. These were like the ones that we saw were like weird, like far off commercial lights, but it did look really weird, and they were high. It was odd.
Really?
Yeah.
High commercial lights, huh?
Yeah, not commercial, like industrial, like LED lights. They were like,
oh, interesting.
Like
so like drone
powered. It could very well could have been drone lights. Yeah.
Interesting.
But they were like powered lights. We like literally like flipped back around and like went back, and they were like, the closer we got, you could definitely tell they were like, it was like a light source coming from something, but it was in a weird place. And then we ended up going home. But it was in that same general area. It was like at the McCarran, but it was off to the right. Like, but like, so like past Winco, past Northtown, where it gets into like BLM land back there.
Yeah,
It was that way.
Oh.
Cynthical said, my old house used to be an orphanage, and I grew up in that house for half of my life.
Dude.
When I was younger, I was playing basketball, and my basket rolled over to my basement window. And when I got over that window, a small hand formed on the other side of the glass, and 1 week later, it was still there. Whoa, dude. That's freaky.
Yeah, dude.
That's super freaky.
Oh, dude. Just give me goosebumps.
Yeah, that's not a...
I think that I hear type of stuff all the time, and it might be true. There might be something to that. I hear stories about that all the time. People just like, you know, just getting like little tugs, little pulls, like just like those quick
small little things from the other side. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like one of those things like when people say that they're maybe they're getting information on us to set an attack on our planet. I don't know if aliens are necessarily doing bad stuff like that. They could be. Who knows? They also could not be, you know?
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I think if they came down, I think it wouldn't... If they wanted to, like, scout us out and see how much technology we have, I don't think that they would need to check us out for, like, 70 years. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
I think they could come down, figure out pretty quickly that they could mollywomp us, and then they'd be like, all right, should we mollywomp them or not? So I think that, like... Personally, I think they've been here for a bit. I think they've been here for a while. So I think they would have decided on the first, you know, you can figure it out within the first 30 minutes. Like, hey, should we mollywomp them or not? I think they made up their mind to not mollywomp us. So I'm somewhat hopeful. I'm somewhat of an optimist there. I'm somewhat like, hey, I think they're... Now, do I also think that there's probably many competing sides? Maybe. Totally possible. Do I think that maybe it could be us from the future? That's a whole possibility that we got to think of, right? That these things are actually just us going back in machines that are essentially more or less what we would view as time traveling machines, and they're just coming back to points in their history, in their own history, which is our history, and observing things and seeing the way things are, and maybe even trying to shift things in certain ways. I mean, you got to wonder, right? You always hear that. Why would the aliens be so curious about us? I don't know. Maybe because they are us. I mean, we're curious in us, right? Makes sense. Doesn't it kind of make sense a little bit?
Yeah, it is a really good point. Cynthical said you should check out the video I sent in Discord. If I'm being annoying, I apologize. It's hella interesting. No, you're not being annoying. I literally have... So the video that you that you linked in Discord. Oh, I'm watching it in the other browser. Damn it! I was like watching it on a side tab. I'm 531 out of 926 on it. So I was taking a glimpse at that video. So don't think that I wasn't looking at it. But yeah, I was taking a look at it on the sidebar, trying to see what it was all about. Then we got sidetracked by ghosts and stuff.
Friggin' UFOs, man.
Yeah.
It's always sidetracking me.
A rare cosmic event will occur. This event, which happens once.
Let's see. How much longer do you think you got, us?
I don't know. Maybe not too much longer, to be honest with you. Maybe I think we should.
Okay. Yeah. We'll breeze through this or skim through this video real quick. Take a look at it.
We can definitely go through this, do maybe a little bit more, and then maybe end it around there.
Every 10,000 years.
But definitely, let's watch this video.
I'll pause this music.
Let's watch a bit of this video, though, for sure. I like this. This is a good way to kind of end the night, you know, on some
on space stuff. So it's this from Future Unity. Come 2022, a rare cosmic event will occur. This
James
event,
Webb,
which
man.
occurs every 10,000 years.
You guys know anything about James Webb?
Uh-uh.
Oh, what's up? We got a first time viewer. Daddy Honey. Can y'all kiss?
Can y'all kiss?
I mean, yeah.
We could. Is it gonna happen? Probably not, but we could.
Stick around. Maybe we'll see. Drop a follow. Maybe we'll see what happens.
So terrifying because it can destroy
All right,
the
let's
whole
watch this video.
solar system. We are talking about a magnificent star explosion that will be nothing like we have ever witnessed. Which star is exploding in 2022, and what does the explosion mean for our planet Earth? Star explosions are awe-inspiring events. In fact, there is no other event in nature that surpasses these events, known as supernovas, in the release of raw power. The flood of neutrinos accompanying the
Except for when
explosion of
I'm
a single
fucking doing
massive
your mom.
star releases as much
Hey, my man.
instantaneous power as the rest of the visible universe combined. But what exactly is responsible for a star exploding? It is the star's core's fiery collapse. Here is how it works. When a star weighs more than about 8 times the sun's mass, it burns through its hydrogen fuel quickly. The drama begins when a massive star runs low on one fuel and taps into another. The core contracts and grows hotter and
Oh, so it
denser
goes keto.
until the previous nuclear
He goes
reactions
what?
Keto.
ash.
What's that? Oh, I guess I get what you're saying. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, because it was saying it
starts feeding off itself.
See, it starts feeding off another fuel source.
Yep.
It's because it doesn't have the other one. It's in keto.
It is in keto.
Undergoes fusion itself. After the hydrogen reservoir is used up, the star starts to burn helium, carbon, neon, oxygen, and silicon in that order. The problem, however, is that each successive fuel releases less energy, and the star burns through it faster. Moreover,
Just
once
gotta eat
carbon
tons of
ignites,
freaking
the core's
burgers.
temperature approaches 1 billion degrees.
Tons of ground beef.
1 billion degrees. Neutrinos form and escape in greater numbers. These neutrinos quickly exit the star, and to compensate for the energy loss, the core burns its nuclear fuel even faster. A star's hydrogen supply may last about 10 million years, but the helium supply can last only 2 million years, while carbon finishes in just 2,000 years. The last phase, when the core fuses silicon, lasts less than 3 weeks. As silicon fusion ends, an Earth-sized iron-nickel core about 1.5 times the sun's mass resides in the star's center. But iron group elements have nature's most tightly bound nuclei. Neutrinos stream from the core. The core's central density is so high that it forces electrons, which are the star's main pressure source, inside nuclei. The electrons transform some protons into neutrons. Both processes remove the pressure that supports the star. With pressure losses mounting and no new energy source to tap, the star's battle with gravity is over. And the next thing is a massive explosion. The iron core collapses at about 1/4 of the speed of light. In just a matter of a second or less, the stellar core, about the size of the Earth, transforms into a hot, dense proto-neutron star that is just 19 miles or 30 kilometers wide. When the central density reaches about twice that of an atomic nucleus, the core stiffens and rebounds thanks to a repulsive component in the strong nuclear force. This core bounce acts like a spherical piston that drives into the star's infalling gas. 2022 is a special year in cosmic history.
So basically, it's saying that it like burns off all this fuel source and then implodes, essentially. Is that what I'm getting?
I guess so, but I don't really know how the implosion part works really. But yeah, it's definitely like going through fuel sources and just burning a bunch.
Yeah.
I really don't understand. I mean, I get it. I was listening, but like, I don't get.
Syndical
I
said
don't
that's
get
what
how
I
they-
got too.
I don't get how they figure that stuff out. I mean, I
Yeah.
suppose they do though. I mean, they just look
Because
at it.
scientists have
I
predicted
guess, yeah.
we might witness the full glory of an exploding star. The
Okay,
best part
here we go.
is that a piece of sophisticated equipment is not needed to track it because it will be visible to the naked eye in
Oh,
most
shit.
parts of the world. What is even more special
Oh, I'ma
is that
watch
the type
this.
of explosion that will occur in 2022 is very rare. Two stars will collide and nobody has ever witnessed this phenomenon. As reported in a study from a team of researchers from Calvin College in Grand Rapids, Michigan, a binary star system will likely merge, causing a massive explosion. As such, scientists are looking forward to this rare chance to study this kind of explosion. It will cause a light outburst so bright that it will become the brightest object in the night sky. A binary star means two stars that orbit one another and are so
When is
close
this?
that
Did
they
it already
share an
happen?
atmosphere.
Did it already
I don't
happen?
Watching
know.
the stellar system will offer valuable
check it out.
clues to the ways stars live and die, or perhaps point to some still mysterious force that can perturb the orbits of stars. The binary system predicted to merge in 2022 is the KIC 9832227. The team of researchers led by Professor Molnar has been observing this binary star system since 2013. Molnar got interested in KIC 9832227 when findings of its brightness changes were published. It led to questions about the nature of this star system. Molnar wanted to know whether it was a pulsar or a binary pair. Prior to the increased attention on KIC 9832227, astronomers didn't even know that the twinkling point of light was more than one star. But based on the
Synthetical.
timing
What
and
about
depth of
James
those
Webb, my guy? James Webb. What do we think about James Webb? You can keep playing it. I was just curious. What is
Syndical said it hasn't. It hasn't
periodic
happened yet.
eclipses, astronomers determined that one of the binary stars is about 40% larger than the Sun, while the other is just 1/3 the Sun's size. But as they rotate around each other, each one briefly blots out the other from the perspective of an observer from the Earth. After conducting their own observations using the Kelvin Observatory, Professor Molnar and his colleagues realized KIC 9832227 was what is known as a contact binary. This means it was a kind of binary star where the two stars are close enough to share an atmosphere. It is similar to the binary system known as V1309 Scorpii. V1309 Scorpii's stars shared an atmosphere and their orbit continued to decrease until they smashed into each other, causing a massive explosion and becoming a single star. Molnar's team expected the same fate to befall KIC 9832227, causing them to concentrate on the binary star system. KIC 9832227 is about 1,800 light years away.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, he's gonna get him. Take him out.
Freak him up, dude.
21.3 kilometers. We got a 25.7 arc. Oh yeah, you got him. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yes.
If the merger event is anything like the 2008 explosion, it'll take about 6 months to
This
rise
is-
to its full
this is
brightness,
interesting.
which is about
Yeah.
10,000 times greater than the brightness of the original. One of the first steps in the study of KIC 9832227 was making spectroscopic
look at you guys.
observations to see if
Look
their
at all
observations
those-
could be explained
those things
by the
always trip me
presence
out.
of a companion
Those big,
star.
like, satellite
The presence
things?
of a
Yeah.
third star was quickly ruled out.
Synthetical says
The
these
team's next
space
task
names
was
are
the critical
trippy.
one, measuring the
agree.
pair's orbital period.
Like KNI 222227.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. It's like, dude, guys, got to come up. I mean, I guess there's so much stuff to go out there with. You got to catalog it. You can't come up with different names every time. I get it.
For sure, yeah.
But he says there's a live stream on this right now showing the stars and stuff. That take a look. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
Period. The purpose was to confirm if it was actually getting shorter over time, indicating the stars were approaching each other and a collision was imminent. It involved processing more than 32,000 images. By 2015, Professor Molnar and his team determined that the stars would eventually collide, resulting in a kind of stellar explosion known as a red nova. A red nova explosion is somewhere between the brightness of a cataclysmic supernova and a more standard classical nova. Initially, they estimated this would take place between 2018 and 2020, but revised the date to 2022. Molnar and his colleagues predicted that the burst of light it would cause would be bright enough to be seen from Earth. The star will be visible as part of the constellation Cygnus, and it will appear as an additional star in the familiar Northern Cross star pattern. As mentioned earlier, the findings of Molnar and Co. is a historic case because no astronomer has ever been able to accurately predict when and where a stellar collision would take place. The team has reasons to be proud of their work. This discovery is very significant because it's not the usual way discoveries go. Most big scientific projects are carried out by groups with thousands of people and a budget spanning billions of dollars. However, Molnar's project was the exact opposite. It is basically being done using a small telescope with one professor and a few students looking for seemingly something that is not likely. Molnar assures amateur astronomers that they can track KIC 9832227's orbital timing and variations in brightness, but they won't be the only one that would enjoy the spectacle of the exploding star in 2022 because you won't need any special equipment to do so. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event, so it is okay to get excited about it. Just keep gazing in the Northern Hemisphere. Molnar and
Fucking wild. That's super wild.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. I was thinking too, well, man, I had another thing that was crazy, but I just forgot it. It had something it had something to do with space, I think. But there's James Webb too. The James Webb telescope just came up. It's like the next Hubble telescope.
Yeah.
It just came up like a week ago, so we're gonna see what's coming out of that. That'll be really cool to look at.
Yeah, that'll be super interesting.
Oh man, I forgot what I was gonna talk about. It didn't have to do with exploding stars necessarily, but it had to do. If I remember it, I'll remember it. But anyways. Yeah, no, glad you brought the space talk up, Synthetical.
Yeah. That space stuff is sick. Oh, frick, man. I think I'm about ready to call it.
Yeah, it's starting to get late.
Yeah, I'm getting real yawny.
I think it's a good spot here.
Yeah, I agree. Well, shoot. Yeah, that was a good one. We covered a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I think, at least.
Yeah, no.
We covered dating advice. We covered Andrew Tate, aliens, space talk, ghosts briefly. We covered a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, we'll definitely cover some of those things again. We'll get more on ghosts.
Yeah.
Next time, and we'll get more on. I'm sure we'll get better dating advice next time, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
It was a good stream though, dude. That was a good stream. Maybe we can get all the people that if some of you guys are new, thank you guys for coming so much. Really appreciate new followers. If you guys come to the next stream too, you'll get the notification. We stream pretty regularly, so thank you for coming in, and thank you for coming in the future, and thank you to Hellafrigan for coming in earlier. He brought in some of his friends.
Yeah.
I hope to see some of them around. I hope to see Amari around again. I think we might. He seemed like a pretty cool guy. I was talking to him a bit earlier. Maybe we'll see B around too. Who knows?
Yeah.
She was talking earlier. We were talking on Hellafrigan, but I think she kind of got cold feet with just a lot of different kind of the chat got probably too big. I get it.
Gotcha.
I've been there.
Yeah.
But it was still good. It was still good. And thank you to Synthetical for some good recommendations. Stick around in Discord. Keep posting stuff. And that's pretty much all I have to say. If you guys aren't on Discord or on YouTube, check us out there. We also have Instagram and Twitter too, and we're pretty active on all those. So we're going to be posting these clips to YouTube as well. So go ahead and, if you like watching videos on YouTube, you want to watch us on YouTube, subscribe to us, and hopefully we'll be posting our clips on there pretty regularly as well. So that's all I have to say. Good night, guys.
Yeah, good night, guys.
Your turn, dude.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Just posted a bunch of links in the chat. Remember to join our Discord. Remember to check out our YouTube. Remember to check us out on all of our other socials, such as Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all over at Two Fucking Dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure that you check out our merch shop where you can get the sick Alien Dudes mug, which is, I can never figure out how to show it on camera. It's, there it is, right there. The Alien Dudes mug. Back there in the background, you can get that over at our mug shop. Also, remember that you can check out our merch shop, get any of our merchandise on there, and support the show. Remember, you can also check out our sponsor, that is repsports.com. Not our sponsor, sorry, our affiliate, repsports.com, and use promo code 2dudesbuggin for 15% off your order. They got all types of good stuff on there: workout supplements, energy drinks, cool merchandise you can wear to the gym. You can get all that stuff and more over at repsports.com. That's reppsports.com, and use promo code 2dudesfuggin for 15% off of your order. Thank you so much to all of those viewers, new and old, that came in and watched the show. We appreciate you as always, and we will see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye.
Knowledge. Knowledge.